and just being kind to your fellow American.
Yeah, you never know when being kind to someone, and I read this somewhere, so it resonated with me, you might end up answering someone's prayer. I thought that was a beautiful saying, because it's not just about thinking about yourself all the time, just being kind to everyone. There's really no reason not to be, and it changes the world. It changes your vibration. It makes things better. So,
right,
yeah.
And if you're still confused, think about what your conversation will be once you actually move on to the other side and stand before the Heavenly Father to be judged. He doesn't want to hear about your career and all these other things.
That's
he
right.
wants to hear about how you treated others
Exactly.
and how you worshiped Him. We're wrapping it up, all after the break.
Stay with First Edition. We'll be right back.
He tells it like it is, with decades covering Washington and the really big stories. Ed Henry cuts through the noise and gives you the facts you need to know. Watch Ed on The Briefing tonight on Newsmax 2. Nothing is off limits to David Harris Jr., and there's no apologies, because he's armed with common sense, real faith, and the truth. Don't miss him on The Pulse tonight.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe. If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. That's why you need to call the number on your screen now. You'll be connected to a legal expert. You got questions? They got answers. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get money, I don't get money. Pick up that phone and make that call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-511-8575.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now and get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. This book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And if you call right now, as a bonus, we'll throw in a free annuity rate report. We've researched over 1,200 annuities summarizing the rates and benefits for you. So don't miss out on this opportunity because supplies are limited. Call now and find out how you can get up to 33% more income in your retirement, and you'll receive Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report as an added bonus. Both books are yours free, just for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-518-5694. That's 800-518-5694. Again, 800-518-5694.
Does the state of this economy have your head spinning? Let American Medical Plans relieve one burden: health insurance. American Medical Plans specializes in under 65 health insurance plans that have zero copays and no deductibles. You choose your doctors and hospitals. These plans have nothing to do with your income and are 30 to 60% less than Obamacare. If you're paying too much for your own health insurance, call American Medical Plans. You deserve better. They will customize a plan managed by you, not the government.
Time magazine announced the Person of the Year, recognizing the individual or group that had the biggest global impact, for better or worse. And wait till you actually hear who actually won.
Yeah, so we know last year's Time Person of the Year was Donald Trump, but this year it seems to be AI. AI is Time Magazine's Person of the Year, which AI isn't really a person, but I guess it fits the bill as to what we're seeing. John, are you surprised?
Yes and no. You know, many people, especially the youth and those needing counseling, have leaned on AI to actually give them counseling, give them comfort. So it's almost becoming like a real person doing real things that humans have.
Find answers to life's biggest questions with pastor and author Bayless Conley, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Dove TV. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Hey, how y'all all doing out there? Happy, better known as Friday Eve.
Yeah.
Jerry's launching pad. Yes, we're on the Jerry countdown.
Oh, no. You know, some launches don't go well. You remember the history of NASA. Some things blew up on the pad.
Yeah, there are those moments. It's high-risk zone in here.
Yeah.
We're the only ones without a hard hat in the building.
Does OSHA know about this?
Yeah. Hello, OSHA.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove, where just about anything goes and usually does.
Yeah.
And a lot in the news. Kind of a shocking headline story this morning. I'll get into it a little bit later on.
Okay.
It's just frustrating. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
The weather is confused.
Yes.
In some areas.
Boy, especially to the north of us.
Yeah, that atmospheric river has been well defined up there.
Yes, it has.
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning. What do you got?
Well, first of all, it's National App Day. Do we need a day for apps? I mean, we're into apps every day, right?
Oh, gosh.
There's an app for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, if you have any doubt about what apps you need, there's probably an app that defines what apps you need.
Well, there you go. You need an app for apps.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever that app is that's ticking your clock, by all means,
Well, the best app you can get is the Dove app because it brings you hope.
Right. There you go. Let's do a Dove app. Another app that you might be looking at is, do they do stretching apps? There are exercise apps. I do workout stuff on mine, but it's National Stretching Day, so maybe there's an app for that. This day is dedicated to educating people on the numerous benefits that come from practitioner-assisted stretching. So this is stretching that you pay for.
Oh. Is that better known as therapy?
Yeah, or physical therapy.
You ever well, yeah, you've been.
Oh, I've done plenty of it. It hurts. Oh, my goodness. But, we don't need a practitioner to help us stretch, right? Mm-hmm. And stretching is really important. Keeps us flexible, helps with balance and all the issues that are important to everybody at every age, but especially as we get a little older. So stretch. Feel good. It's one of the things we almost involuntarily do every morning when we get up.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a big stretch.
I think the key is just keep moving.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you can stretch, but just keep moving.
That is the key.
I'm worried about the president.
Oh, because he's sitting behind the desk a lot?
If I could get his ear for a moment, I would say, quit sitting in that big fat chair.
Well,
stand up and move, walk.
Some of his critics are pointing that out as well. Some of them are trying to make the stretch that he is not cognitively with us. And of course, these are the guys that were covering for the last president.
There you go.
When he was truly cognitively impaired.
No, I just really think that he just needs to keep moving. And don't get me wrong, he's a high energy guy.
Yes, he is.
Up and he goes, and he's on the move all the time. But, a good old walk would help him a lot.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, got a jet starting up out there.
Yeah, and, maybe he wants some noodle ring. It's National Noodle Ring Day. This recognizes recipes made with pasta into a delicious round casserole. While baking up your favorite recipe, maybe you use round pasta noodles, too, to really punctuate the ring in this National Noodle Ring Day. And I have no noodle ring trivia or fun facts for you, but I do have some pasta fun facts. We love pasta. Yeah. Did you know that pasta, I think many of us realize, was first eaten in China, not Italy? Oh. We think of it being invented in Italy, but the first recorded reports of people eating pasta came from China like 7,000 years ago. Tomato sauce came later. People have been eating pasta for thousands of years before anyone thought to add tomato sauce, but it's, because tomatoes aren't native to Europe and weren't introduced until the Spanish explorer Cortez brought tomatoes from Mexico back to Europe in 1519. Did you know there are 600 different shapes of pasta around the world?
Yeah.
How do you decide?
That doesn't surprise me.
No, and Thomas Jefferson is responsible for bringing pasta to America.
Really?
Yeah, the third president of the United States was a pasta hound.
Really?
And he brought it to America.
Well, there's a trivia for you.
And Italians eat more pasta than anybody else, of course. And did you know, finally, eating pasta makes you happy? Yeah, it's true. Eating pasta will make you happier. It's the carbohydrates in the pasta which increase the body's production of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that scientists believe trigger feelings of happiness and well-being.
Let's have some more pasta.
So have some pasta. Enjoy.
Look at this. Your pasta's ready. Your pizza's ready.
Wait a minute. What is it with kids?
They don't care when you where you are and where
What
you're
is it with kids?
Is that Pete?
That's Pete. Happy birthday, Pete.
Birthday?
It's his birthday today. I called him on the way into work and I missed him. He's out, doing stuff. And,
Okay, so it's Pete's birthday.
It's Pete's birthday. Yep.
I remember when he just was learning how to drive.
And you taught him how to drive with one hand.
Yes, I did.
Why? Why one hand?
Because he was starting to think about girls.
And
I said, no, the trick is, if you're going to drive a stick shift and put your arm around your girlfriend, that can get a little tricky. But here's how you do this.
You showed him. You did.
Happy birthday, Pete. You owe me, bud. You owe me. I got skin in your game.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And that's all I have for you this morning.
All right. Well, there we go. Let's take a long pasta break and check out the weather here.
A look at our weather from Grange Co-op. An atmospheric river continues across the top of our region, so today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rainy and breezy with daytime highs in the mid to upper 50s for Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley with rain in mid-50s in Salem, a chance of showers partly sunny and near 59 in Albany and 60 in Corvallis, a chance of showers then mostly sunny and 60 in Eugene. In Central Oregon, mostly sunny in Prineville with a high near 61 and Bend near 57. Decreasing clouds becoming sunny in mid-50s in Sun River. Over in Boise, Idaho, sunny skies with daytime highs in the upper 50s. A chance of rain with spots of patchy fog along the Oregon coast, then partly sunny in low 60s in Coos Bay and Port Orford and 58 in Brookings. Sunny in Crescent City, California with a high near 59. In southern Oregon, patchy morning fog in the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin, then sunny with highs in the upper 50s for Grants Pass and Medford, near 60 in Ashland, and mid-50s for Klamath Falls. Into northern California, sunny with highs in the mid-50s for Wairika and Redding, mostly sunny in Chico with a high in the mid-40s, and decreasing clouds in Sacramento with a high temperature near 46. In the Bay Area, dense fog, then sunny in upper 50s in Santa Rosa and mid-50s in Napa. Sunny in San Francisco with a high near 56 and a light northeast wind. And today in San Jose, sunny and 62. Is a snapshot of your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right, now there's a picture of the Snoqualmie Falls in Washington State as a result of the atmospheric river.
Oh!
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, wow.
Look how much water's coming out of that thing.
Oh, my goodness.
So they're getting a lot of rain in northern Oregon and throughout, it's moving up through northern Washington right now.
And western Washington.
Yeah. So they got a lot of water, a lot of flood going on.
Oh.
That kind of visually defines atmospheric river.
Boy, I will say so. Oh, my goodness.
That's quite a shot this morning.
Woo!
Anyway,
okay.
All right, good morning to you.
Good morning. Here's a question. Will there be children in heaven?
Children.
Dr. David Jeremiah looks at this very question.
J. Vernon McGee, who's one of my old friends who's in heaven now, he said, I believe with all my heart that God will raise the little ones such that the mother's arms who have ached for them will have the opportunity of holding them. The father's hand, which never held the little hand, will be given the privilege. I believe that little ones will grow up in heaven in the care of their earthly parents if they are saved. On the basis of the compassion of Jesus, the character of God, the condition of death, and the confidence of David, I can say with authority that the unborn and little children, when they die, go straight into the arms of Jesus in heaven. Remember Cameron Cole, who I told you about at the beginning of the message? He said this in regard to his son's passing. I have often thought that Cam and I are both hugging the same massive oak tree. He stands on one side and I stand on the other. The girth of the tree is so big that we cannot see each other. Nevertheless, we grip the oak tree with the same joy, affection, and pleasure. In reality, he said, the oak tree is Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Boy, do you ever stop and ask those kinds of questions of yourself? Or are we just so busy with life that we don't contemplate where we're going to spend most of our time.
I think so. I think that's it. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I
Wow.
remember, do I mention his name or not? Anyway, somebody that a lot of people in Southern Oregon knew.
Okay.
And he had an out-of-body experience.
Oh. Oh.
And he saw loved ones in heaven.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
And one was a sister that he didn't know.
Really? Oh, wow.
Now, don't write me off as a nut.
Oh, my goodness.
But
Okay.
every once in a while, God allows supernatural things to happen just to keep you tweaked to the point that you realize that there is another dimension.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, the enemy has another dimension too, and he'd like to have you all messed up. But you got to go where the peace is.
Yeah.
And by the way, the feeling he had during this experience was beyond human description of peace.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so much for all that.
Cool.
Get me in the trouble. Don't call me.
No, not
Call
at
him.
all.
Call Pete.
Good luck.
All right, happy birthday, Pete. Let's take a look at some of the top stories here for you today. This just broke a little while ago. And this is absolutely a sad, crazy, stupid, idiot story, okay? But there's a House Democrat, Haley Stevens from, looks like Maine, who is running for the Senate, has filed articles of impeachment late yesterday afternoon against Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Why? Because she thinks he is not following science.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Look at this guy's like 72 and he's just pulling and pull-ups like that.
Yeah.
Talk about the epitome of being healthy.
yeah.
Yeah, he's been so much under fire. But
Why does this? I would hope that people understand the hypocrisy of all this stuff. And you can rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, without a doubt, that if the Republicans lose the House, the second day of the new Congress, they'll file articles of impeachment against President Trump.
you bet. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so this is the warfare. There's lawfare and warfare that goes on in politics. This is why good people don't run anymore. It's just an absolutely crazy. What does this accomplish?
Distraction. It's all about opposing the president and his, appointments, the people that work for him. I would expect not only President Trump to be impeached if that unfolds, not only him, but RFK Jr. and then Pete Hegseth.
Okay, so here's the deal that I have about this particular story.
Okay.
Number one, what evidence do they have? Number two, if it is true, then why haven't legitimate scientific communities come out and filed a lawsuit against him?
Good question.
So this is all political.
Yeah, it's all play, and it always is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the other story is Minnesota. The Somali story in Minnesota is unfolding, and I have to tell you, folks, this is staggering. This is staggering. They're trying to fly the Somali flag over schools in Minnesota.
I heard that, yeah.
But then they found out something else as they uncover this mess. They found out that 8 in 10 households headed by Somali refugees are on state welfare.
What?
81% of Minnesota's households headed by Somali refugees are on one form or more forms of welfare, including 27% who are on cash, 54% who are on food stamps, 73% who are on Medicaid. All false lies. And
Wow.
so what happened up here? How did this happen?
Obama brought these people into Minnesota. He created a voting bloc. As a result, we have Ilhan Omar, and we have fraud and corruption.
Well, the fraud on this particular deal is just almost staggering. Well, it is staggering.
It is.
It's not a billion. It could be billions. You would wonder why the citizens of the state are going to put up with this.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you know what this is the perfect setup of how the Ds work. This will not be a fraud issue. This will be a race issue.
Of course. Well, they've already tried to turn it into it because the president has made some
So now it's a
disparaging
race
remarks.
issue.
Yes. Yeah.
The question is, Minnesotans, is that what you call them?
Minnesotans, yeah, something like that. Whatever.
Whatever you call them.
Whatever.
You know, I mean, are they going to let this happen?
That's a great question.
And so they're saying 8 and 10.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, folks, you just bankrupt yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a fraud. They cheated and lied and fraud their way onto these welfare lists.
Minnesota's got a similar problem to Oregon. Minnesota, throughout the farmland, tends to be very red in most of the state. Unfortunately, they're ruled by Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Yeah.
Metropolitan areas that are controlled by Democrats. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and here's another one. You know that this is going to spark some interest. But yesterday, the president has ordered the Department of Interior, said it would transfer the jurisdiction along most of California's border with Mexico to the Navy to reinforce, quote, the historic role of public lands and have played in safeguarding a national sovereignty. In other words, creating a militarized zone between California and Mexico. Of all the borders that have been closed, California is still porous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And can you say who?
Yeah, Gavin Newsom.
So what's this going to do?
Oh, I don't know.
And I guess he has the authority to do it. It's done under the authority of the national emergency on the border declared by President Trump in his first term of office. So here we go.
Yes.
I don't know.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
What about that oil tanker that just got boarded?
Okay, so oil tankers leading Venezuela going where?
I don't know. I keep waiting, and I'm trying to hear what flag is this thing sailing under. I don't know who it belongs to.
Anyway, it's heading out, and it gets seized.
It gets seized, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and boy, I don't know what to expect from this. But
did we seize it?
Yes, we dropped troops on the deck of.
That's right.
They flew in helicopters and they dropped troops with weapons and they boarded the ship and took it over.
Okay, here's a question.
What?
Is there oil on board?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what the whole point.
And where was it going?
We don't know that. At least they haven't reported that on the news.
So they have to have a reason for seizing it.
Right.
What if it's full of dope?
Oh.
What if one of the tanks is full of dope and the other 2 tanks are full of oil? The middle tank is full of.
How this thing is unfolding, we'll see.
This is high sea stuff.
It is, and the president says we're not done yet. So, it's unfolding as we speak. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, so what did we have today? Oh, noodles.
Lots of pasta, however you want it.
Do you like pasta salad?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I have a question for you.
What?
Since you asked me questions. Do you ever go to these little Hawaiian places where you get the chicken on the rice?
Oh, yes, like NoHo's and bentos.
Yeah, bentos.
Oh, yes, fabulous.
And they always give you this clump of macaroni
salad.
Why does that salad taste so good?
You know what?
It's always the same.
You know, it is. You're right.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it's kind of a.
What is that lump?
It's kind of a, there's something very comfortable about that mouthful of macaroni, isn't it?
Yeah, that whole thing. You get a little chicken, you get a little rice, and you get this macaroni salad. It's like, where's the hammock? We'll be right back.
To all our Dove family, thank you for your faithful support of the Dove TV and radio. It's been an exciting year filled with many improvements and growth for the Dove. As we close out 2025, would you prayerfully consider a special year-end gift to the Dove to help us renew our tower leases and prepare for an exciting expansion to reach thousands of new viewers for Christ? Our goal is $223,000. Thank you for partnering with the Dove.
I did a lot of research on women in the Bible that were barren, and then I saw the Lord's impending answer, which was yes. After we'd been trying to have a baby for 6 years, it was just an emotional letdown. Sitting in my car, I just start sobbing, and I told the Lord, I can't do this anymore. I'm exhausted. This question just came up in my heart. Lacey, what do you really believe?
Friday on the 700 Club, right here on the Dove TV.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
Back. Happy Thursday to you. Well, just a little bit of backyard news to kind of let us know that I am absolutely thrilled by the pushback that this tax bill is getting in the state of Oregon. The gas tax, folks, it's more than a gas tax. It doubles your payroll tax. It increases your vehicle registration. This thing is packed full of stuff. $4.3 billion against Oregonians over the next 10 years, and everybody's rising up against this thing. Mm-hmm. Unions are involved. And then here's something that just augments the issue. Our unemployment rate went to 5.2%, up 1%. Oh, wow. What's happening in Oregon? Well, first of all, the businesses are leaving. Right. Second of all, they have ruined the conditions for living in Portland. Everybody's looking for somebody to work, and the problem is you can't afford to live in the nonsense that they have created. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we're up 1%. You say, well, 1%? Well, 1%'s a big number. Yeah. And so anyway, just a little bit of our own economic news. You add this kind of news on top of this tax that's probably going to get booted out, which, hallelujah, it's the crack in the concrete we've been looking for. Maybe this governor can go home early.
Hey, are those petitions still out there, or do they? I
don't know. I have not heard that. I may know today. I'm speaking to a group at noon today, so I may know that. Okay. I'll find out about that. But from what I heard, the first report, it was 155,000. Yeah. But that was after the first week that they did it, and it was still out there for another week and a half. I would imagine they're probably up over 200,000.
Oh, wow. That'd be terrific.
And they have to go through that really fine-tooth and prove everything.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But they only need 77,000 to get it on the ballot. Once it qualifies for the ballot, you're going to see money pour into this campaign, both sides, going after this.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to see the pity stories of ODOT people being laid off. That'll be the emotional side of it. Yeah. Okay, but just get ready for this. It's going to be a battle, but it looks like she's going to lose this one. And this is the crack in the windshield we've been looking for. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look at the satellite image.
Okay.
There's the atmospheric river.
Yes. Man, it's very pronounced, isn't it? My goodness. Well, we're looking at it and nothing below it. We're going to continue with cloudy skies today, and we're going to stay mid-50s. We're going to see some sun come out tomorrow and Saturday, but a chance of showers moving in on Sunday night into Monday. And my goodness, that could stay with us all week next week. So
look at this.
Could be a shift
down there.
Yes.
See it coming?
Yes.
There it is. Huh?
Okay. Well, how's your memory?
What?
How?
My what?
Your hearing. Well,
I have selective hearing.
Yeah, boys, so do I. Huh? Pam's saying, amen.
She wants to know if I have them in.
Oh. Okay. That's good. Well, this is interesting because
you ever warm?
No.
They're coming. An old radio guy like you?
Yes, and an old rock and roll guy like me too.
Yeah.
You know, the cars are so loud these days.
The what?
Because everybody's got these great subwoofer systems. Stuff. We did it before it was cool, man. We started it years ago. I had 2 Jensen coaxial speakers in the back of a VW Bug.
You're gonna. It's a matter of time. Okay, number one. Number two, the new thing is I feel cars before I hear them now.
Yes.
At the intersection.
Yes.
You feel it. Boom, boom.
Right.
Boom, boom,
And
boom, boom,
there's a modern phenomenon that we never had to deal with, and that is you can actually get pulled over for playing your music too loud in the car.
There you go.
How about that? And you're right. You can feel it. Well, this is interesting because Newt Gingrich discusses people's memory of the first Trump administration's economy versus now on Fox Business's Varney and Company.
The average American, when they think prices, their memory was the first Trump administration, which up through 2019 was extraordinary. I mean, COVID cut it off and made it difficult. But up until then, it was extraordinary. So when they talk about prices, their memory goes all the way back to Trump, not just to stopping Biden. So what Trump faces, and he's addressing it, well, what he's facing is the need to actually bring prices down, not just to stop inflation from going up, but to actually get back to an affordable America. And candidly, that's going to require really profound changes. For example, transparency in healthcare. I just talked to somebody here at the Fox studio, and the amount they're paying for health insurance is ridiculous. A family of 4 pays $23,000 a year. They're buying a small car every year in health insurance. Half the people who were supposedly getting this COVID health insurance subsidy, half of them didn't know they had an insurance policy because the government was sending the check directly to the insurance company. The insurance company didn't go out of its way to notify people. And so literally you had billions of dollars making the insurance companies richer, but not in fact helping the average American buy insurance. So I think one of Trump's greatest strengths when he's focused and he decides to really take on something is the ability to educate the country and have people suddenly go, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wish you'd use more videos and visuals to do that.
Yep.
You would get further down the road.
I think so.
Well, I tell you, this health insurance thing is it's its own epidemic.
It really is.
You know?
And yeah.
It's a major problem.
And we're seeing it kind of play out in the violence of Luigi Mangione, who's now coming up. He's got his hearings coming up because he shot the health executive. And he has gotten a lot of sympathy and a lot of support. Do you know that people have donated thousands and thousands of dollars for his defense fund? And I think part of the problem is as we see the insurance crisis unfolding around us.
Well, isn't it interesting that we dealt with this back during the Obama administration? So the answer to it was Obamacare. That was the great thing. This was the answer to the whole healthcare issue in the world.
You got it. Yep. And it wasn't.
It was just the opposite. It wasn't affordable. It was unaffordable. It's so unaffordable now that you have to pass these aids. What do you call those things? Anyway, in order to keep
Tax
it alive.
credits,
And I'm thinking, what are we doing? I don't know if we're going to head into some kind of a healthcare just shutdown. It's so expensive. By the way, I learned a term. It's called the Medicare. Let me think of this. It's called the Medicare average something. In other words, give you an example.
Okay.
Hypothetical, okay?
All right.
Let's say you break your leg again.
This isn't a hypothetical. We're talking reality here. Okay, go ahead.
You get all the bills for your broken leg, but when they were operating on you, you get a bill from your anesthesiologist. It's like $5,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
If you have a good insurance company, they probably have a bargaining board where you can send that bill to the bargaining board and they'll start bargaining. And how far can they go down? Most insurance companies will go down to where the Medicare average payment is.
Oh, okay.
They have set that to standard. You got to figure out what that is for each procedure.
Oh, yeah.
In the meantime, the I say the fraud, maybe that's not the right word. The I guess the unethical part is whatever that number is, they charge way up here, looking for a settlement in between the two.
Right.
Okay, it's this kind of garbage that just drives you crazy.
Yes, absolutely.
So don't break your leg again.
Don't.
We'll be right back.
Hey, it's your old car here. Remember me? Remember us? You barely even turn me on anymore. It's clear you don't need me, but that's perfectly fine, my friend, because you can choose to give this old car new purpose and donate. There are incredible nonprofits out there that accept cars just like me. So call or donate online. Donating a vehicle is easy, the pickup is free, and your gift is tax deductible.
Fall in love with Northridge Senior Living's classic contemporary beauty. Spacious apartments featuring private balconies, elegant gourmet-style dining under breathtaking chandeliers. We have on-site 24/7 in-home care and senior adult daycare, where your loved ones can spend the days with us and the evenings with you. Family owned and operated, we are Northridge Senior Living, a great place to call home.
Happy Thursday to you. Well, let's switch our attention back to the Middle East. Still all of that tension there with Israel and Hamas and Gaza and the whole mess. Let's check in with CBN News Watch.
This is CBN News Watch.
It is Thursday, the 11th of December. We're going to begin this half hour in the Middle East, where a new report from Amnesty International says Hamas has committed war crimes. As a top administration official says, Hamas has to go, as the White House pushes for Hamas to disarm. All of that amid new allegations Hamas has also withheld key supplies during the crisis in Gaza. CBN's Paul Petit brings us the story. He's reporting from Jerusalem.
This video shows mounds of baby formula hoarded and hidden by Hamas for months, according to a Gazan activist. Ahmed Fouad al-Hatib posted the footage on X, accusing the terror group of deliberately withholding supplies during the worst days of Gaza's hunger crisis. The video stands in stark contrast to the Palestinian narrative repeated by the global media that Israel pursued genocide in Gaza, a message that helped fuel anti-Semitism worldwide. Inside the Trump administration, officials are considering terrorism-related sanctions against UNRWA, the relief agency for Palestinians. A senior State Department official says everything is on the table, calling the UN agency corrupt with a track record of aiding and abetting terrorists. UNRWA operates across Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon, Jordan, and Syria, providing aid and services to millions of Palestinians. In a first, Amnesty International released a report accusing Hamas of crimes against humanity, including murder and torture on October 7th and inhumane treatment of hostages held in Gaza. The report says Palestinian terrorists killed the vast majority of civilians that day and prevents evidence of physical and sexual violence against hostages. It also urges the return of the remains of the last hostage. On the diplomatic front, President Donald Trump is delaying his announcement of the new Board of Peace, the group tasked with post-war management of Gaza, until after Christmas.
And the Board of Peace it'll be one of the most legendary boards ever. Basically, it'll be the heads of the most important countries.
The International Stabilization Force could start with just one or two countries, with others joining later. Some diplomats say the delay shows foreign partners are hesitant about taking on the disarmament of Hamas. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar raised that concern in Washington, with his U.S. counterpart Marco Rubio saying any attempt to dilute Hamas's obligation to disarm should not be accepted. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu echoed that message this week.
You've got to get rid of Hamas. Now, that is going to happen in one of two ways. It could happen with an international force that the United States is trying to put together, and I hope they succeed. And if not, as President Trump has said, and I've said, it can be done the easy way or the hard way. The hard way is that we'll have to do it.
And in his first visit to Israel, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Mike Waltz said Washington will not allow Hamas to rebuild, declaring the terror group has to go. Paul Petit, CBN News, Jerusalem.
And our CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell is joining us now to continue our coverage. So, Chris, the issue of Hamas refusing to disarm seems like it simply will not go away. Where does Israel's government believe this is going to go?
Well, I think from Israel's perspective, Hamas's refusal to disarm leaves just one of two outcomes, and they both lead to a confrontation, not less. Israel believes that Hamas is stalling and trying to rebuild, and they see that Hamas's refusal to give up the weapons is just proof they're just trying to buy time, rearm, and preparing for the next round of fighting. And here in Jerusalem, it sees that Hamas is, they see disarmament as existential. In other words, if they give up their arms, they won't be able to exist as an organization anymore. So I believe Israel expects a renewed military operation if Hamas continues to hold out. The IDF is really the only entity right now that is right there beside Hamas. They control about 53% of the Gaza Strip, and the only one, there won't be any of the other nations that refuse to go in there, like, say, the UAE or Saudi Arabia. So it looks like as they continue to say they will not disarm, that the IDF will be the ones that will have to go ahead and do that.
Does this Amnesty International report about Hamas's war crimes validate what the Israel's government has been saying about Hamas?
Yeah, very much so. And that's Israel's been saying that for almost the whole length of the war. It confirms what Israel's been saying about October 7th, the way Hamas says they had their methods, their intentions, their assertion here in Israel. Hamas's attack was a systematic massacre targeting non-combatants, especially. You can go down to the Nova Music Festival site, and you see about 350 were literally slaughtered. It validates Israel's description of the hostage crisis as well. And so many of these hostages was mistreated, tortured, sexual violence. And it also matches what Israeli officials and the hostages and the families have been telling the world for more than 2 years, and reinforces Israel's argument Hamas uses terror as a governing strategy. And so Amnesty and the Israeli government, unlikely cooperation right now, but seem to be on the same side of what Hamas did on October 7th.
Hey, okay, well, we'll keep an eye on this. There it is. Look, it's heading for another conflict.
Yep.
All right, let's check out the weather. He's always in conflict.
A look at our weather from Grange Co-op. An atmospheric river continues across the top of our region, so today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rainy and breezy with daytime highs in the mid to upper 50s for Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley with rain in mid-50s in Salem, a chance of showers partly sunny and near 59 in Albany and 60 in Corvallis, a chance of showers then mostly sunny and 60 in Eugene. In Central Oregon, mostly sunny in Prineville with a high near 61 and Bend near 57. Decreasing clouds becoming sunny in mid-50s in Sun River. Over in Boise, Idaho, sunny skies with daytime highs in the upper 50s. A chance of rain with spots of patchy fog along the Oregon coast, then partly sunny in low 60s in Coos Bay and Port Orford and 58 in Brookings. Sunny in Crescent City, California with a high near 59. In southern Oregon, patchy morning fog in the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin, then sunny with highs in the upper 50s for Grants Pass and Medford, near 60 in Ashland, and mid-50s for Klamath Falls. Into northern California, sunny with highs in the mid-50s for Wairika and Redding, mostly sunny in Chico with a high in the mid-40s, and decreasing clouds in Sacramento with a high temperature near 46. In the Bay Area, dense fog, then sunny in upper 50s in Santa Rosa and mid-50s in Napa. Sunny in San Francisco with a high near 56 and a light northeast wind. And today in San Jose, sunny and 62. Is a snapshot of your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
And there we are, the atmospheric river up in Washington State. That is the, how do you say that?
I don't know. What is it? Where's the name?
Hold on.
I don't know how you say it.
Snoqualmie Falls.
Okay, there you go.
The Snoqualmie Falls. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, that is a lot of water.
A lot of water.
I don't see anybody in kayaks coming down there.
No, that's dumb ones.
Hey, let's go for a float.
Yeah, no, that's serious stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know, many of us are interested in the pageantry, drama, and intrigue of the British royal family. And today we look at a royal stunner that happened on this day in history.
On December 11th, 1936, the world listened in disbelief as King Edward VIII of England went on the radio and announced he was giving up the throne. His reason? Love. Edward had fallen for Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee, and the British government, along with the Church of England, refused to accept the marriage. For months, the scandal dominated headlines, sparking a constitutional crisis unlike anything Britain had ever seen. The king was told he had to choose the crown or the woman he loved. In his radio address, Edward famously said he could not carry on without the help and support of the woman I love. The next day, his younger brother became King George VI, the man who would guide Britain through World War II, and Edward left the country, never to return as king. It remains one of the most dramatic moments in royal history, a reminder that even a crown sometimes can't outweigh the heart.
That's the battle within the family right now.
Yeah, yes.
In so many ways. And, you know, it's fascinating to me. Some people think it's a soap opera. I'm really fascinated by it. I love all the pomp. I love all that stuff. I hope they keep the royal family in place for centuries to come.
Yeah.
But the dynamics behind the scene are pretty interesting. And it seems to me that Prince William, has this in his head, from what I understand. I don't know the guy. I've never talked to him or interviewed anything like, just from what I read.
Okay.
He's beginning to say to himself, he is now going to be the protector of the crown.
Yes, he seems to be quite the traditionalist.
He is.
And he is the protector, you're right.
He is saying, no, we're not going to let this happen, even at the cost of his uncle and brother.
Yes, and
which gets pretty close.
And sister-in-law.
And sister-in-law. Well, whatever. Ex-sister-in-law.
Well, still, Meghan.
Oh, Meghan.
That one.
Harry's,
because that's where the real rift is. And obviously, we look at Prince Andrew and Fergie and the Epstein issues. Yes, I mean, there's a lot of drama that's going on with them.
There's a lot of drama there.
Yes.
But anyway, that's an interesting piece. All right, Winfrey Brisley from Crossway shares how Psalm 103, I don't know if you've read that lately, it's a great one, tells us to, think about it, bless the Lord. You bless the Lord.
In times of joy, I love Psalm 103. It starts and ends with saying, bless the Lord, O my soul, and it gives us lots of reasons in between for why we should praise and bless the Lord. And verse 2, I particularly love where it says, bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. And it goes on from there to talk about some of the benefits of the Lord, that he heals our diseases and he forgives our sins and he redeems our lives and he gives us good things. And I love those reminders that there are so many deeper and better things beyond even the temporal things that might give me joy, that I might delight in. Those are good, but they're ultimately pointing to something, to someone better. And so as I enjoy good gifts, this psalm helps me remember to look to the giver of those, that ultimately my satisfaction comes from him. And so after it lists some of those benefits of the Lord, the psalm then also points to some of his attributes, some of God's character, and talks about his steadfast love and his compassion, that as a father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to us. And I also love that reminder that ultimately the best gift is the Lord himself, that I can take joy in the things that he gives, but ultimately my greatest joy, my greatest delight is in relationship with him, and that he has enabled that through his son, Jesus Christ. So I can bless him, I can praise him for all things, but ultimately I want to praise him and bless him for who he is and what he's done for me in Jesus.
Yeah.
Very good.
When we went through that portion of Scripture, I remember it well in Bible school.
Okay.
You got to remember the psalmist there is speaking to himself. Bless the Lord, O my soul. In other words, he's saying to himself, bless the Lord. So he was kind of like getting on top of the situation. Soul, bless the Lord.
Yeah,
He's talking to himself.
Okay.
And I think every once in a while, you have to talk to yourself. I enjoy talking to myself because I enjoy talking to intelligent people.
I enjoy talking to myself because I enjoy talking to somebody who will listen.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So you put those two together, talk to yourself.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to talk to yourself. You have to encourage yourself. You have to instruct yourself.
You are right.
Just get up. It's one thing to get knocked down. It's another thing to get up.
Yep.
So much for that sermon.
Amen.
We're going to talk ourselves into some pasta. We'll be right back.
Okay.
To all our Dove family, thank you for your faithful support of the Dove TV and radio. It's been an exciting year filled with many improvements and growth for the Dove. As we close out 2025, would you prayerfully consider a special year-end gift to the Dove to help us renew our tower leases and prepare for an exciting expansion to reach thousands of new viewers for Christ? Our goal is $223,000. Thank you for partnering with the Dove.
When plumbing emergencies hit, and they do, you want help from a plumber you can trust, and you need it now. Onnit Plumbing to the rescue. Onnit Plumbing gets the job done right with integrity and quality craftsmanship. Onnit Plumbing offers military discounts, senior discounts, and discounts for KDOV listeners too. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Onnit Plumbing, CCB 229436. No job too big or small. Onnit Plumbing does them all. See us at onnitplumbing.net. onnitplumbing.net.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, well, we just had CBN News Watch a little while ago, and the conflict in the Middle East. You got to ask yourself, why aren't they finishing the job?
Yeah.
It's easy for us to sit at these desks and make commentary, and it's fun to do, and you get pushed back.
Yeah.
But what's really going on?
Right.
So I had Kenneth Abramowitz on. He's a fascinating guy. Wrote the book, The Multiple Front War that America's involved in. Anyway, I said, what about Hamas? Why hasn't Israel finished the job? And he tried to take a complicated subject and explain it. And here's what he had to say.
President Trump has this wonderful heart, and he wants compromise. He wants peace. He hates when people kill each other. And I don't blame him. We all hate when people kill each other. But in the Middle East, they've been killing each other for 1,400 years, and then killing each other in biblical times. 1,400 years since Muhammad and his Muslim followers declared war on the world and promised to kill all Christians, Jews, and Hindus. This is a 1,400-year war. You don't just fly in and say, I'm the President of the United States, I want to have peace, can't we just get along? To which, the people in the Middle East say, hello, we've been fighting for 1,400 years, and you're going to resolve this in like 2 hours of negotiations? So you can put a Band-Aid on anything and pretend that you have a peace deal. But as soon as President Trump turns his back, they're going to go back to fighting. So President Trump should not have stopped Israel from blowing up Hamas, and now should authorize or agree to, or either quietly or publicly, either way, to let Israel finish the job, go in and destroy Hamas. There's no other army in the world who has the determination and capability to do that other than little Israel.
Wow.
Okay, he did make the commentary, though. The president, by working with Syria, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all of these surrounding countries, Iran, by denuking it. Okay, not totally, but certainly set their nuclear program back. What he's done, he thinks that what he's done, instead of just taking out Hamas, who are being supported by these various things, he's created a relationship that slows these people down from trying to and have trade with America, so they will continue to fund Hamas. Now, that seems to be the game plan. But he also feels that they're heading to a point where now the only thing left is to wipe out Hamas. Now, wiping out Hamas is tricky because then you have the innocent Palestinians mixed into the middle of it.
Right.
That's the deal.
Yeah.
And so, but they've set them back pretty far. But to our frustration, who sit here and watch this day in and day out, you kind of wonder, it's like any project you would start at home. I mean, what happens if you just replaced the drain below the sink, but you never connected it to the sewer line?
Could that be a problem?
I think Pam would weigh in on that.
Yeah, I think so too. But you make a good point, though, about, if they continue this and they go in to wipe out Hamas, that there are some innocent civilians that are going to pay the price.
Right.
One thing, though, that has changed in the equation is at least there are no more hostages involved.
Yes.
And so at least that thing is out of the way. He brings up a great point, too, and that's the historical context of what this is. We look at this with a very short memory.
Right.
And this is a long conflict.
Years, centuries.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and I think we don't understand the Sunni-Shiite mix either. We in the West don't understand that.
You are right.
You've got Muslim countries fighting each other because they want to be credited for taking out the Jews and the Christians. So it's a very complicated thing. But there's only a handful of Hamas left, and they need to finish the job.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Let's look at public opinion, because we know that Israel has gotten a bad shake in the press, in the legacy media. They are they're committing genocide against. So now that they're not holding hostages, that they've all come back, but we know that Israel is in a place where they realize they needed to finish the job. What happens if they move now? What happens in the court of public opinion?
Well, look, given the legacy media, it doesn't change. Most people in the world are anti-Semitic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess to my shock, how many Christians are anti-Semitic?
Absolutely,
I'm stunned by it. I mention this once in a while. The people say, "Oh, you're kidding." And I just read my emails.
Yep.
It's stunning.
Yep.
So I don't think it changes much. If you don't have a 30,000-foot biblical view of this, you could certainly take the side of being anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
But the point is that can they separate Hamas from the remaining innocent Palestinians?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that they have done a good job so far. They just need to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unfortunately, in war, as selective as you try to be, innocence gets caught up in it.
Yes, absolutely.
War's not a good thing.
No.
I'm not promoting war, don't get me wrong. But, you know, if you got a guy breaking in your house, what do?
Yeah, you got to
sit down and bake him some eggs and bacon and
you got to stop him.
Let's talk about this?
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. All right. Where was that going? Oh, that was my story. Go to your story.
Okay, I will. Now, this is short, but it is very sweet as a school crowd erupted with cheers after a great moment unfolded during a popular internet music challenge, and it quickly became one of the most heartwarming videos of the year. Check this out.
Ethan, a boy with Down syndrome, was invited to take part in the Whitney Houston Drum Challenge, where the goal is to hit the drum at the exact moment just before the song's big chorus. It's a longer wait than most people expect, and many miss the timing completely, but when it was Ethan's turn, with the crowd watching, he nailed it on the very first try.
Anybody ever react like that when you drummed?
I never had a solo like that.
A one-note solo. That was fabulous. That was so good.
You know, now I remember the song, and I remember that.
Yes, and you know who wrote that song? Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton wrote that. She had a hit with it before Whitney did it for The Bodyguard.
Yeah, boy, what a song.
Yes.
You know, that is a pregnant pause.
Yes.
And you got to know it.
I don't even know how to count that. And he just nailed it.
It was like the late Paul Harvey had the pregnant pause.
Yes, he did.
You know, and he said, and then he would end his story, and then there was this long pause.
And then he would say,
Good day. Yeah, it drove broadcasters crazy.
Oh, I loved it too because, you know, we got used to that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
All right, Michael Finch will be with us. He's the president of the David Horowitz Freedom Center. We have a lot to talk about. He's a book called The Time to Stand. And are we going to stand for our heritage in America in spite of all this political strife? Richard Harris will be back with us, executive director of Truth and Liberty Foundation. What's going on with Colorado schools? And the gender grooming case. You know, the school thing is so sad and so just disruptive. We'll talk about that. Anyway, we got a lot of good things coming up. Beautiful weather down here, atmospheric river up there, and in between, gushy pasta. We'll be right back.
Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other, 'cause Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other, 'cause Jesus is the way. Sing along.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Stewardship begins with the knowledge that nothing belongs to us, but everything belongs to the Lord. This helps us to run a business not in the fear of lack, but in the assurance of His care and provision. Such a perspective eliminates the drive to sell and replaces it with a heart that says serve. This begins with serving our clients and coworkers with integrity and genuine care. That's why McKelly's is automotive service with a heart for God and treating others as we ourselves would want to be treated. Our promise is to never sell our clients anything we don't believe they need. Another is to do all we can to meet other needs, such as shuttle service and loaner cars, or taking the time to really listen, even at times praying with our customers. Sometimes this means sacrifice, going above and beyond. But that's why I work for Kelly's Automotive Service, honoring God while serving people with honesty and integrity.
Clean water is essential to your good health. Ultra Pure Purified Water has been delivering purified, healthy drinking water to the Rogue Valley since 1995. Locally owned and family run, Ultra Pure Purified Water uses a multi-stage process ensuring your delivery of water is 99.8% pure, so your family stays hydrated and healthy. Online at ultrapurewaterinc.com or call 541-734-0828. 541-734-0828.
Don't let pain hold you back. I'm Dr. Joel Brind, and I developed Sweetamine to stop inflammation the all-natural way. Just use it like a sweetener once a day. It's that simple. My unique formula harnesses the power of glycine and works around the clock to boost your overall health, stopping chronic inflammation that causes pain. Try my 12-day challenge risk-free for just $19.95 with free shipping at sweetamine.com or call 1-855-GET-SWEET today. Relief has never been so sweet.
Welcome home to the Dove TV, encouraging and informative for the Pacific Northwest and Northern California.
You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative. Helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you. Happy, better known as Friday Eve. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. This is the only place in the building that we don't wear hard hats.
Although we should.
We should have those yellow vests on, hard hats with little, blinking lights or something like that. Anyway, good morning. Jerry's here. That's all that counts. I'm going to make him look good.
Yeah, good luck.
It's a full-time job, folks. Pray for me. Anyway, good morning to you. A lot going on in the news. We have that for you. The weather down here, not too bad. Up north, hey, atmospheric river has been redefined. We have a picture for you coming up here in a few moments. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, amazing.
So, good morning. What you got, man?
Well, pull up that river on your app. It is National App Day, and I'm not quite sure we need a day for an app because we're filled with apps these days. Have you ever counted on your phone or iPad or whatever you're using how many apps you actually have?
Do you delete them?
I do once in a while when I realize that, hey, I haven't done anything with this, I think, since I downloaded it. I need to get rid of it.
Well, I had the misfortune.
What?
Of losing my phone.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was a lesson for me in many ways.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get a new one, okay. And it comes with all these crazy apps. I won't use all that junk.
Right. So
it took me an afternoon to investigate them and then dump them.
Yeah, well, you know what?
They keep coming back. They say, "You sure you don't want it? You sure you don't want to keep this?"
Right.
No, I am absolutely sure. Well, don't bug me anymore. Pesky little things.
Yeah, I had to get a new phone. We're at the end of the life of ours, and I just recently got it. So we got the new phone, and it had when we transferred all the data over from the old phone, it had all the apps. Yeah. Except none of them were downloaded. They just had the app icon on the thing. So every time you need one, you got to touch it, and now it has to download that app. It has to load it. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And that's actually, I think, a good time to start culling them. Going through them and say, I'm not going to load this one. I'm throwing this one out. I need this gone.
Yeah, I think that you have this guilty feeling if you're dumping something you need.
That I need.
It's very simple. Did you ever use it? No.
It's kind of like those clothes in my closet. And those shoes I just figured out that I hadn't worn in 10 years.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Give them to the Salvation Army.
What an approach! What an approach to National App Day.
Give it to the Salvation Army.
We're talking about dumping our apps. We're not talking about adding useful ones or anything like that. Now, there are useful apps. We have exercise and
the
health.
best one is the Dove app.
There you go.
That'll bless you.
All right, we'll leave it at that. It's also, and you might have an app for this, it's National Stretching Day, dedicated to educating people on the numerous benefits that come with practitioner-assisted stretching. So this is stretching that you pay for.
Yeah. Veterans therapy?
Yeah, physical therapy. Been there. there, done that, felt it.
Hurts.
It hurts, yes. But you don't need a practitioner to help you stretch. I mean, it can be helpful, but
do your Rudies.
Do your Rudies. I love that.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I had a comment the other day on that.
Did?
Yes, yeah.
I do 60 sit-ups and 50 Rudies every morning on the floor of my closet.
That is awesome.
Except for today, when I was down there today.
Yeah.
You know how you keep doing a push-up and you slowly move back?
Yes.
All of a sudden, I'm in where all my T-shirts were hanging up. And my head's going. But I made it. I got through. I was persistent.
The mental images you get from this show are just amazing.
Yeah. If you turn the light on, the whole world would stop.
Oh, goodness. Okay, moving on. We have one thing to eat, but it's plentiful. National Noodle Ring Day. Now, this recognizes recipes made with pasta into a delicious round casserole. Now, while baking up your favorite recipe, maybe you use round pasta noodles to really punctuate the ring in this day, the National Noodle Ring Day. Now, I don't have any fun facts on noodle rings, but I do have some pasta fun facts.
Pasta.
And, of course, pasta was first eaten in China, not Italy. A lot of people think that it was an Italian dish first, but the Italians can thank Marco Polo for that because he brought it back. Also, tomato sauce came later. People have been eating pasta for thousands of years, but nobody ever thought to put tomato sauce on it. It's because tomatoes aren't native to Europe and weren't introduced to the continent until Spanish explorer Cortez brought tomatoes from Mexico to Europe in 1519. And did you know there are over 600 different shapes of pasta around the world?
It doesn't surprise me.
No, and the only trouble is deciding which one, because they all have to be good.
It really is a comfort food, isn't it?
Oh, I'm going to be there in 1 second. Thomas Jefferson brought pasta to America. He was the third president of the United States, and he is credited with being the first person to bring pasta to this country. And you are right. Pasta is a comfort food because pasta actually makes you happy. Eating pasta will make you happier, and it's because the carbohydrates in pasta increase the body's production of serotonin, the neurotransmitter that scientists believe trigger feelings of happiness and well-being.
Happiness and well-being.
Well, yeah, pasta. Now it all makes sense, doesn't it?
It does. I don't know what it is. I love the pasta you get with a bento, the macaroni salad.
Macaroni salad.
That you get with those bentos. No matter where you get your bento, and there's good places, but they seem to have the same macaroni salad.
And it's kind of a mild macaroni salad. It's kind of a counter to this, to the seasoning and stuff of the meat and the rice and stuff. Oh, it goes really well.
So, have you had the mac and cheese from Costco?
I think so.
We've had it here for a couple of lunches.
Oh yeah. Okay, then I have. Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. I haven't really bumped into a mac and cheese that I don't like. Yeah, but except there's only one problem with mac and cheese. Have you checked the cholesterol numbers?
Well, I know. I know. Come on.
Ooh, on this National App Day, I'm sure there's an app that'll tell you.
Those Marie Callender chicken pot pies that you get at Costco?
I love them.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you read the label?
Yes. Sodium is off the chart.
I was going to say, so call your cardiologist, or at least eat it in front of them.
But I love it because it's got the crust underneath as well as on top.
Yeah.
And the gravy is thanks a lot.
Okay. Well, he's about as squirrely as some pasta that we have out there. He does the weather here.
A look at our weather from Grange Co-op. An atmospheric river continues across the top of our region, so today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rainy and breezy with daytime highs in the mid to upper 50s for Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley with rain in mid-50s in Salem, a chance of showers partly sunny and near 59 in Albany and 60 in Corvallis, a chance of showers then mostly sunny and 60 in Eugene. In Central Oregon, mostly sunny in Prineville with a high near 61 and Bend near 57. Decreasing clouds becoming sunny in mid-50s in Sun River. Over in Boise, Idaho, sunny skies with daytime highs in the upper 50s. A chance of rain with spots of patchy fog along the Oregon coast, then partly sunny in low 60s in Coos Bay and Port Orford and 58 in Brookings. Sunny in Crescent City, California with a high near 59. In southern Oregon, patchy morning fog in the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin, then sunny with highs in the upper 50s for Grants Pass and Medford, near 60 in Ashland, and mid-50s for Klamath Falls. Into northern California, sunny with highs in the mid-50s for Wairika and Redding, mostly sunny in Chico with a high in the mid-40s, and decreasing clouds in Sacramento with a high temperature near 46. In the Bay Area, dense fog, then sunny in upper 50s in Santa Rosa and mid-50s in Napa. Sunny in San Francisco with a high near 56 and a light northeast wind. And today in San Jose, sunny and 62. Is a snapshot of your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right, there it is. There is a visual of the atmospheric river up in the northern part of the Pacific Northwest. That's up in Washington, better known as the Snoqualmie Falls. Mm-hmm. And look at the amount of water coming over the top. That's how much rain they got. They got rivers flooding. They got water in the streets. It's a big deal up there.
Yeah, and they're talking about Western Washington. Up to 100,000 people today could be dislodged from their residences because of flood threats. Yes, yeah.
So, big deal up there. And the problem we have here is this storm, this front that's come through is very mild. We're still in the 40s out there.
Right, the temperatures.
So, and they may even bump a little more today. Mm-hmm. The next series coming in a little behind this may also be warm, so we'll see. But this is a lot of water, folks. Be careful.
All right, time for Dr. David Jeremiah as he explores the heart of our Heavenly Father towards those little ones that he calls innocents.
The Bible teaches that God knows children. He loves children with special tender care. Our Heavenly Father, in His justice, provides for children who are not old enough to comprehend the gospel. In fact, Ezekiel tells us that Almighty God considers all children His children. Moreover, you took your sons and your daughters whom you bore to me, and these you sacrificed to them to be devoured. No, my friends, the character of God provides a special grace for those who cannot believe. On a number of occasions, God refers to these little ones as innocents. I-N-N-O-C-E-N-T-S, innocence. Jeremiah 2:34, also on your skirts is found the blood of the lives of the poor innocents. Jeremiah 19:4, and have filled this place with the blood of the innocents. Although they are sinful creatures just like all of us, they are not responsible in the same way as those sins which are committed in a willful and premeditated way, because God understands the difference. The character of God lays the foundation for the realization that children who cannot understand the gospel are enveloped within the grace and mercy of the Lord. And on them, God has a tender heart. On them, His compassion reigns.
All right.
Can we slow down and be more compassionate? You know, I asked the question, it's rhetorical, and I'll ask it again, but it's just me, I guess, because I was thinking of this. I came back from a meeting that got a little contentious.
Oh.
And I was thinking in my head, and I go, gosh, you know, where is grace? Where is tolerance? Where is getting along, you know?
Yeah.
And the question I asked myself, because I talk to myself.
Well, it's nice.
You talk to yourself?
Well, yeah, because I listen.
Okay. You know, because nobody's talking back. Yeah. No, but anyway, here's the question I asked myself, and I'll just rhetorically ask it. When was the last time you were moved to tears by somebody else's prayer request? And I think the reasons that the Lord was working that through me is that, do we really have compassion for people, or are we just more about our own agenda and feelings?
Oh, that's a huge
question. Do we really feel sorry for people? Do we really care? Do we, even the people we oppose, do you have a compassion that maybe they just got something really bad wrong in their life, or something went wrong?
Yeah.
I drove by a school the other day, and I won't tell you which one, but it was, I think, a middle school.
Okay.
And, you know, at that age, everybody's kind of being cool and all this.
Oh, yeah.
But none of those kids were happy.
Oh.
They just kind of
really moping around, yeah. Oh.
Wow. You know. Care for one another.
Yes.
Love your enemy. It'll drive them crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look at some of the top stories this morning. And let's take a look at this story. I have to say is sad. It kind of fits the whole thing here. It just tells you how contentious things is. But a House Democrat, Haley Stevens, was running for the Senate there in Maine, has decided to file impeachment papers yesterday afternoon against Robert Kennedy Jr., accusing him of not following science or turning his back on science. Well, a couple things here. You got to prove it. And number two, if it's true, why hasn't the established science community come out and tackled him?
Yeah.
You know, but this is just hardcore politics. And you're going to waste your time representing your people by going after somebody that you don't like because, and you can't prove a case against them. This is just really sad.
Well, isn't this interesting, though, that they're bringing up the science aspect of this from the left, and this is the left who doesn't know when a baby becomes a baby,
right?
And also is caught up in all of the junk that we had with the COVID vaccine, and all the non-science that was involved in that. But now they're going to now invoke science on this guy, who has actually been, I think, has been cleaning up some stuff quite well.
Oh, he's renewing the standards.
Yes.
Look, I didn't know how to take him. I will say this, just a little brief note here, but when he decided to get out of the presidential race and endorse Donald Trump, do you remember that speech?
Yeah.
It was stunning.
Yes.
And I'm listening to this and I go, where have you been? His passion and conviction for better health in America, and his primarily concern is health for children and what we're feeding them.
Yeah.
Basically, too much sugar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And so,
dyes, sugar,
anyway.
the additives, absolutely.
So that's a sad story.
Yeah.
Minnesota's still got a lot of problems, and they have uncovered a scam up there, and it was provoked during COVID. And then they find out that they have this Somali community up there, huge, okay? Well, now they find out that 8 in 10 households headed by Somali refugees now, not American-born,
right,
are on welfare. And they're saying 81% of the Minnesota households headed by Somali refugees, one or more on welfare, including 27% on cash welfare, 54% on food stamps, and 73% on Medicaid. No wonder there's a fraud under the table going on here.
Yeah.
This community has, and now, of course, the left is turning this into a racial deal, but this is clearly frauding the government. And anyway, can you imagine that?
Those numbers are staggering.
8 in 10?
Yes, that's amazing.
You know what? You just bankrupt your state. How are you going to pay for this?
Right. Yes.
Where is anybody looked at the bank account and see how fast it's going down?
Yeah, who's going to be held responsible?
Well, it should be Walt.
Yeah.
It should start with him.
Right.
But there's got to be a network of fraud.
Apparently, there are reports of whistleblowers coming out for quite some time now, trying to alert state officials to what was going on, and they were not only ignored, but some of them were threatened.
Well, I think the other thing. Well, there you go. And where did the money go? Who was getting paid?
Exactly.
What? So this is going to be. It is the largest welfare fraud in the history of the United States, and it's just beginning to be uncovered. Wow. So it's pretty bad. Wow. The other little story that's popping up, this ought to be a little contentious. The president, through the Department of Interior, is ordering the Navy to reinforce the historic role of public lands along the California-Mexico border. In other words, the president's, through the military, is going to create a militarized zone between California and Mexico border. Why? Because this portion of the border still remains very porous. California. Well, who's head of California?
Yeah, Gavin Newsom.
So you know this is going to be controversial.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the right thing to do?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is, this is Southern California. This is Gavin Newsom, supposedly where all the rich people live that were used to support him and now turning on him.
Yeah.
They haven't rebuilt their homes. And you know, folks, can they possibly pull off the Olympics? They have done nothing to improve the situation down there, and the Olympics are coming.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
I don't know.
This could be a huge embarrassment. Is the federal government going to have to step in and pay for the Olympics? And if so, they should be building buildings and digging swimming pools now.
Yeah.
You know, are they going to put it over here at the university of this one and the university of that
Well,
one?
I think they have multiple locations. And again, too, I'm not sure, but they're using the Coliseum again, aren't they?
Yeah.
For the third time for Olympics. Yeah.
Now there's question as whether or not it can hold it. And is it safe?
I don't know.
Anyway, militarized zone.
Speaking of militarized zone
in Mexico, wow.
Yeah, and the Navy and such. Are you following the oil tanker boarding outside of Venezuela? We did a serious military action overnight.
So you got you have a oil tanker leaving Venezuela.
Yeah.
It gets out in the middle of the ocean, and the black helicopters from the United States sees it.
They all come down. Yep.
What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. We're going to see this unfold. But they say there are a whole bunch of other oil tankers lined up ready to take oil from Venezuela. So is this the only one we're going to stop? I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. It just dawned on me. Didn't he freeze the airspace? And didn't he freeze?
Right. They're not supposed to be. They've shut down oil exports. Donald Trump has from Venezuela, except in some situations. I'm not sure who.
Oh, so this was going somewhere where it shouldn't have gone.
Apparently,
was it going to Russia?
So who knows what the intelligence on it is? I don't know. Okay. But we'll. I have a feeling we're going to find out because we don't even know the port of origin from this tanker. So we don't even know who they're holding right now. So, but it's unfolding.
So the question I have is it really oil on there?
Well, that's a good question.
You could have oil in the front tank and the back tank, but in the middle one could be full of dope.
Could, yeah.
You know, drugs and I mean, it's a bad place.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, good morning to you. It's pasta. I'm trying to think here.
Yes. Pasta salad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you like salami in your pasta salad?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you like that macaroni salad that you get with a bento?
Oh yeah.
Do you like let's see. Do you like what size of pasta do you like for like
spaghetti?
Spaghetti or like
angel hair.
We're going to have
angel hair.
Angel hair.
Angel hair. Yeah, it's the best.
It's the best.
Yeah.
And what kind of seasoning do you put on it?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Ryan Robertson, host of a new program on the Dove, Ministries on the Move. This program is designed to help you and your ministry. Tell us your story. We want to know what God is calling you and your ministry to do. Let us help you have a greater impact. Contact us today at theDove to be a special guest with Ministries on the Move.
Panoramic Moto Tours was born really out of my passion just to ride Gray's back roads and the scenic highways in our beautiful Northwest. God put it on my heart to share the experiences and invite others. More than riding beautiful roads, it's the camaraderie and fellowship. It's hearing each other's stories. It's being mutually encouraged on our journeys of life.
Riders can book one of our ready-to-ride guided tours offering the best of Oregon or Northern California, or book a private custom tour tailored just for your group to destinations like Glacier or Yellowstone. For more information, go to
panoramicmototours.com or call me, Nick, at 541-622-3844. When you find something you love, you just want to share it.
panoramicmototours.com. Your next adventure starts here.
Good morning to you. 23 minutes past the hour. Quickly, I'll just let you know that the Oregon unemployment rate went up 1%. 1% higher than this time last year at 5.2%. Is there a wonder for this? I mean, really? I mean, I think Oregon is slowly coming to the conclusion that this super blue nonsense has got to stop. That $4.3 billion tax deal is hitting great pushback, which is wonderful. And good businesses are leaving. We had stories this week of several stores and breweries and things that are pulling up. And you can't find people who want to work and will work in those conditions. So our unemployment is up one full tick. All right, let's take a look at Wall Street for a Thursday morning. And thank you, Preston. He helps us with this. Preston's a cool dude. He has smart line. If you're smart, you'll call him. You won't mow again. You need a lawnmower, be a blower. Yes. The Dow's up 182. However, the Nasdaq is down 296. And the S&P down 45. So 1 foot on the gas and 2 feet on the brake. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Gold's back up again, 42.59. Well, look at the silver. Man, what's going on with silver? 62.70. That's way up. And crude oil's down about $1. $60.50.
Guess what I did yesterday?
You got fuel for your
for my truck.
Yeah.
For the first time since I can't remember when, I paid $3.99 a gallon for diesel.
Under $4.
Under $4. Just barely. I was. People were looking at me. I was dancing around my truck and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. It was an amazing scene.
Did you have your pajamas on?
On my way to Walmart.
A Walmart moment around your truck.
And speaking of which, you know, the word of the day seems to be affordability.
Yeah,
especially in political races, and it's weird because socialists and conservatives are all using the same theme these days.
Yeah.
Donald Trump ran on affordability, coming back in, and now we saw Mamdani and others are grabbing the same. I guess the discussion should be, why are things so unaffordable? How did it get to this point? We look at our situation in Oregon where we have this massive tax increase in front of us, and out of the other side of the mouth, they're talking about affordability when they're going to increase the cost of doing everything. Well, Newt Gingrich joined Fox Business's Barney & Company. He reacted to this clip of President Trump speaking about affordability.
I can't call it a hoax because they'll misconstrue that, but they use the word affordability. And that's their only word. They say affordability. And everyone says, oh, that must mean Trump has high prices. No, our prices are coming down tremendously from the highest prices in the history of our country.
Oh, look, I'm so glad to see him take it head on and put it in context. There are, I think, 6 states now where gasoline is under $2 a gallon. Things are starting to move. But I was trying to think, David, about how to explain where we are. If you're watching a football game, this being the season, and you see the quarterback step back 3 yards, that could be the beginning of a loss, or it could be the moment to launch the 50-yard pass that's a touchdown. And you got to wait for the play to end to figure out which thing happened. Trump, by passing the One Big Beautiful Bill, has set the stage starting January 1 for an amazing boom by going around the world and getting people both to buy American products and to invest in America trillions of dollars. He's set the stage for a big boom. And the question will be, by next June or July, do the American people think they're better off? Remember, Ronald Reagan in 1983 was actually behind both Walter Mondale and John Glenn in polls, and by Election day of 1984, he carried 49 states. So people legitimately can say they're not seeing the results yet, but Trump is laying the groundwork for, I think, an extraordinary economy.
Well, a lot of people don't see that because they suffer from the syndrome. But that's a great analogy that, you know, the
drop back for the pass,
several yards and then he tosses the ball.
Yeah, I like that.
We're kind of in that zone right now. Listen, I'm not an economist, and there are some prices high. And I want to say to most of our viewers, we're on the West Coast. we have the highest gas prices in the nation.
Yes,
California, Oregon, and Washington, those 3 states have taxed gas higher than any other state. And so over here we are crying affordability, but understand this, it's your government that did this to you.
Yeah.
It's not the price of gas. I just had the report there where crude oil's down to $60.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So why don't we see it?
Right.
Because and so we're looking at a bill now for 6 more cents a gallon on our gas. That hits the very people that they say that they're going to protect. It's called the middle class or the poor. No, it wipes them out. So we're in this touchy area. Most of the argument against the president's plan is to get him to do something off of his agenda that would give the left an admittance that the president's made a mistake. He's not going to do that. That's not the kind of guy he is. Okay?
Yeah.
So you got to get over the syndrome and realize, when's the last time a president's brought... Listen, you know what the headline number was yesterday?
What?
$100 trillion.
Oh, wow.
Coming to the United States.
Wow.
When's the last time have you ever had a more active president and sticking his nose in every area of life? I mean, I don't agree with everything he's doing, but the point is he's just uncovering everything.
Right.
But he's so business oriented. That $100 trillion brings jobs and brings innovation into this country at a whole new level.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes us less dependent upon other people.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see more about the drill, baby, drill. Okay, I'd like to see it because I think overall, if you can get energy prices down, that will be the big. And think about you want to know the political side of this?
What?
I don't know if this is intentional, just worked out this way.
What?
Right now, we're in that low where things have not come down significantly. They have come down, but they're still kind of there. We're in that stepping back before we toss the ball. When the ball is tossed, it'll be right smack in the middle, if not before, the midterm election cycle.
Oh, what timing would that be?
Oh, it's perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so think about that.
Okay.
Especially going into an election year. All right. Well, yeah, so much for that. You know, pasta.
All right.
Pasta. Pasta.
Early, and you'll avoid the rush.
To all our Dove family, thank you for your faithful support of the Dove TV and radio. It's been an exciting year filled with many improvements and growth for the Dove. As we close out 2025, would you prayerfully consider a special year-end gift to the Dove to help us renew our tower leases and prepare for an exciting expansion to reach thousands of new viewers for Christ? Our goal is $223,000. Thank you for partnering with the Dove.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegateRV.com.
Welcome to Rise Direct Primary Care. Imagine a healthcare experience where you're known by name, cared for like family, and treated with compassion. How is that possible? With an affordable, flat monthly membership, you receive unlimited primary care and minor urgent care visits. No insurance needed. At Rise Direct Primary Care, we offer a friendly, affordable healthcare experience where you get a whole hour with your provider. Located in Central Medford and accessible by phone or text, we can typically get you in the same or next day. We prescribe urgent care medications directly from our office, saving you a trip and wait time at the pharmacy when you'd rather be at home getting better. Personalized medical care with a human touch. Rise Direct Primary Care is all about healing the sick with compassion and keeping the healthy healthy. Rise Direct Primary Care. We're here for you. Visit risehealthdpc.com or call or text us 541-827-8603. 541-827-8603.
At Rogue Hearing in Phoenix, we help you hear life again, clearly and comfortably. From expert hearing tests to custom aids and more, the team at Rogue Hearing delivers care you can trust. Rogue Hearing in Phoenix at the shops at Exit 24. Personalized hearing care right here at home.
All right, 22 minutes before the hour on a beautiful Thursday morning. We're okay down here, but up north, the atmospheric river is taking its tolls. Be careful up there. In the meantime, well, here we go. More stuff concerning Hamas in the Middle East. Let's check in with CBN News Watch.
This is CBN News Watch.
It is Thursday, the 11th of December. We're going to begin this half hour in the Middle East, where a new report from Amnesty International says Hamas has committed war crimes. As a top administration official says, Hamas has to go, as the White House pushes for Hamas to disarm. All of that amid new allegations Hamas has also withheld key supplies during the crisis in Gaza. CBN's Paul Petit brings us the story. He's reporting from Jerusalem.
This video shows mounds of baby formula hoarded and hidden by Hamas for months, according to a Gazan activist. Ahmed Fouad al-Hatib posted the footage on X, accusing the terror group of deliberately withholding supplies during the worst days of Gaza's hunger crisis. The video stands in stark contrast to the Palestinian narrative repeated by the global media that Israel pursued genocide in Gaza, a message that helped fuel anti-Semitism worldwide. Inside the Trump administration, officials are considering terrorism-related sanctions against UNRWA, the relief agency for Palestinians. A senior State Department official says everything is on the table, calling the UN agency corrupt with a track record of aiding and abetting terrorists. UNRWA operates across Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon, Jordan, and Syria, providing aid and services to millions of Palestinians. In a first, Amnesty International released a report accusing Hamas of crimes against humanity, including murder and torture on October 7th and inhumane treatment of hostages held in Gaza. The report says Palestinian terrorists killed the vast majority of civilians that day and prevents evidence of physical and sexual violence against hostages. It also urges the return of the remains of the last hostage. On the diplomatic front, President Donald Trump is delaying his announcement of the new Board of Peace, the group tasked with post-war management of Gaza, until after Christmas.
And the Board of Peace it'll be one of the most legendary boards ever. Basically, it'll be the heads of the most important countries.
The International Stabilization Force could start with just one or two countries, with others joining later. Some diplomats say the delay shows foreign partners are hesitant about taking on the disarmament of Hamas. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar raised that concern in Washington, with his U.S. counterpart Marco Rubio saying any attempt to dilute Hamas's obligation to disarm should not be accepted. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu echoed that message this week.
You've got to get rid of Hamas. Now, that is going to happen in one of two ways. It could happen with an international force that the United States is trying to put together, and I hope they succeed. And if not, as President Trump has said, and I've said, it can be done the easy way or the hard way. The hard way is that we'll have to do it.
And in his first visit to Israel, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Mike Waltz said Washington will not allow Hamas to rebuild, declaring the terror group has to go. Paul Petit, CBN News, Jerusalem.
And our CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell is joining us now to continue our coverage. So, Chris, the issue of Hamas refusing to disarm seems like it simply will not go away. Where does Israel's government believe this is going to go?
Well, I think from Israel's perspective, Hamas's refusal to disarm leaves just one of two outcomes, and they both lead to a confrontation, not less. Israel believes that Hamas is stalling and trying to rebuild, and they see that Hamas's refusal to give up the weapons is just proof they're just trying to buy time, rearm, and preparing for the next round of fighting. And here in Jerusalem, it sees that Hamas is, they see disarmament as existential. In other words, if they give up their arms, they won't be able to exist as an organization anymore. So I believe Israel expects a renewed military operation if Hamas continues to hold out. The IDF is really the only entity right now that is right there beside Hamas. They control about 53% of the Gaza Strip, and the only one, there won't be any of the other nations that refuse to go in there, like, say, the UAE or Saudi Arabia. So it looks like as they continue to say they will not disarm, that the IDF will be the ones that will have to go ahead and do that.
Does this Amnesty International report about Hamas's war crimes validate what the Israel's government has been saying about Hamas?
Yeah, very much so. And that's Israel's been saying that for almost the whole length of the war. It confirms what Israel's been saying about October 7th, the way Hamas says they had their methods, their intentions, their assertion here in Israel. Hamas's attack was a systematic massacre targeting non-combatants, especially. You can go down to the Nova Music Festival site, and you see about 350 were literally slaughtered. It validates Israel's description of the hostage crisis as well. And so many of these hostages was mistreated, tortured, sexual violence. And it also matches what Israeli officials and the hostages and the families have been telling the world for more than 2 years, and reinforces Israel's argument Hamas uses terror as a governing strategy. And so Amnesty and the Israeli government, unlikely cooperation right now, but seem to be on the same side of what Hamas did on October 7th.
All right, well, keep an eye on that. Gosh, crazy. All right, let's check out the weather, because it's pretty interesting.
A look at our weather from Grange Co-op. An atmospheric river continues across the top of our region, so today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rainy and breezy with daytime highs in the mid to upper 50s for Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley with rain in mid-50s in Salem, a chance of showers partly sunny and near 59 in Albany and 60 in Corvallis, a chance of showers then mostly sunny and 60 in Eugene. In central Oregon, mostly sunny in Prineville with a high near 61 and Bend near 57. Decreasing clouds becoming sunny in mid-50s in Sun River. Over in Boise, Idaho, sunny skies with daytime highs in the upper 50s. A chance of rain with spots of patchy fog along the Oregon coast, and partly sunny in low 60s in Coos Bay and Port Orford, and 58 in Brookings. Sunny in Crescent City, California with a high near 59. In southern Oregon, patchy morning fog in the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin, then sunny with highs in the upper 50s for Grants Pass and Medford, near 60 in Ashland, and mid-50s for Klamath Falls. Into northern California, sunny with highs in the mid-50s for Wairika and Redding, mostly sunny in Chico with a high in the mid-40s, and decreasing clouds in Sacramento with a high temperature near 46. In the Bay Area, dense fog, then sunny in upper 50s in Santa Rosa and mid-50s in Napa. Sunny in San Francisco with a high near 56 and a light northeast wind. And today in San Jose, sunny and 62. Is a snapshot of your Thursday weather from Grange Co-op.
Hi, there's a picture of our valley this morning. Wow. This is gorgeous. Yeah. This is looking across the valley that's socked in with a layer of fog at the moment. We kind of have a soft atmospheric river.
Yeah.
And then above it is clear skies, and I mean beautiful sunny skies. So this would be an IFR to VFR on top. Departure.
Okay.
And so you pilots, if you can just hold your horizon and climb out at about 500, 600 feet a minute.
Okay.
At about in a minute and a half, you'll pop out on top.
All right. All right, it was beautiful. And the camera angle's just above the clouds.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Really nice. Okay, well, many of us are interested in the pageantry, drama, and intrigue of the British royal family. And today we look at a royal stunner that happened on this day in history.
On December 11th, 1936, the world listened in disbelief as King Edward VIII of England went on the radio and announced he was giving up the throne. His reason? Love. Edward had fallen for Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee, and the British government, along with the Church of England, refused to accept the marriage. For months, the scandal dominated headlines, sparking a constitutional crisis unlike anything Britain had ever seen. The king was told he had to choose the crown or the woman he loved. In his radio address, Edward famously said he could not carry on without the help and support of the woman I love. The next day, his younger brother became King George VI, the man who would guide Britain through World War II, and Edward left the country, never to return as king. It remains one of the most dramatic moments in royal history, a reminder that even a crown sometimes can't outweigh the heart.
It's an interesting story. I mean, we have questions going between us here as we're watching this.
Would the Church of England and the government accept that today?
I wonder. Things seem to have changed a whole bunch. I mean, we saw
because she was an American?
I think it was more divorcee.
The divorcee?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And also, too, don't you have to be a royal to be married to the king? And you have to be able to track that lineage. Because Diana was, she was of royal blood, and you asked, have things changed? And if things have changed, was part of it because of the tiff and the row between Charles and Diana, and they divorced, and then he got remarried.
Well, duh.
Yeah. So
that must have been. Was Kamala ever married? Do we know that?
That's a great question.
So is it a divorcee thing, or was it an American thing? Has the Church of England all of a sudden, was there a time where they had principles? today it's anything goes?
That's a good question.
Listen, they have problems.
Oh, yeah.
They got big problems.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So love wins out.
He must have been in love. He gave up kingship.
Would it be providential? Well, and I say that carefully.
Okay.
Because his brother becomes king,
right,
and guided the church and England with the prime minister through the war.
Right, and we wouldn't have had Elizabeth. We wouldn't have had Charles.
There you go.
We wouldn't have, the rift between the brothers right now in the news, and I mean the whole thing. Yeah, it is fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Yes.
I'd like to go. I've been to London, but I'd like to go there and just go through all the royal things. If I could get a private tour of Buckingham and all those. Wouldn't you like to do that?
I would love it. Yeah.
I think
I'm in.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, here's a great. This is a little bit of an attitude adjustment. So slow down, or if you're driving, back off. Especially if you're in a school zone. Okay. If you're home, stop. Winfrey Britchley, she's with Crossway, great organization, and she talks about something we ought to practice that gives us the instruction in Psalm 103.
In times of joy, I love Psalm 103. It starts and ends with saying, "Bless the Lord, O my soul," and it gives us lots of reasons in between for why we should praise and bless the Lord. And verse 2, I particularly love, where it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits." And it goes on from there to talk about some of the benefits of the Lord, that he heals our diseases and he forgives our sins and he redeems our lives and he gives us good things. And I love those reminders that there are so many deeper and better things beyond even the temporal things that might give me joy, that I might delight in. Those are good, but they're ultimately pointing to something, to someone better. And so as I enjoy good gifts, this psalm helps me remember to look to the giver of those, that ultimately my satisfaction comes from him. And so after it lists some of those benefits of the Lord, the psalm then also points to some of his attributes, some of God's character, and talks about his steadfast love and his compassion, that as a father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to us. And I also love that reminder that ultimately the best gift is the Lord himself, that I can take joy in the things that he gives, but ultimately my greatest joy, my greatest delight is in relationship with him, and that he has enabled that through his son, Jesus Christ. So I can bless him, I can praise him for all things, but ultimately I want to praise him and bless him for who he is and what he's done for me in Jesus.
Mm-hmm. So if you read that slowly, the psalmist is telling his soul to bless the Lord. He's having a conversation with himself.
Yeah.
Soul, bless the Lord at all times. And don't forget his benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to talk to yourself. If you want a smart conversation with smart people, talk to yourself.
I always listen.
Yeah. All five of my personalities are getting along. Gosh, we have a great conversation. But anyway, sometimes you have to talk to yourself.
Yeah.
You get knocked down, and you have to talk to yourself to get back up.
True. Yeah.
So just talk to yourself. All right, we'll take a self-talking break. We'll be right back.
Faith isn't meant to be hidden. It's meant to be worn boldly and shared daily. At wearyourjesus.com, every piece is more than clothing. It's a conversation starter, and every purchase has purpose. 100% of profits support IM 320, helping people find hope and emotional health through God's Word. Visit wearyourjesus.com today and be bold in your faith. For a limited time, use the discount code below at checkout to save big. That's wearyourjesus.com. Wear it, live it, share it.
Thousands of satisfied customers make Jim Clark's Consignment Country the most recommended RV consignment lot on the West Coast. Even dealers recommend us. That success comes from dealing with only the cleanest pre-owned RVs at the best prices, no high-pressured salespeople, and treating customers with respect. And we've been doing this in the same location for over 40 years. Before you buy or sell your RV, see why so many satisfied customers recommend Jim Clark's Consignment Country. Family owned and operated at 1630 Rogue River Highway in Grants Pass.
I'm Susanna, and I contracted KA Designs to do custom cabinets throughout my house. We chose a really beautiful maple wood that really creates like a nice airy space. Everything was custom, and it was really cool because I got to literally see it come to life in person. We love to entertain, and we have a large family, so everything came together perfectly, exactly what I wanted. I highly suggest KA Designs if you're looking to design your dream house. Go check them out in their showroom. You will not be disappointed.
Okay, welcome back. Happy Thursday to you. I think we have a picture here for you this morning. Look at this. For those watching on the Dove TV, and if you're listening on the radio, I don't know where this camera shot's coming from, because this is on the west side of the valley looking east, across the top, just barely above the fog line with the sunrise. Isn't that gorgeous?
Beautiful. Yep.
That is a beautiful shot. Thanks, guys. I don't know where you found that, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, good morning to you. Well, I had Kenneth Abramovich on. He's quite a guy. He wrote a book, Multi-Front War, and it's really a history. You ought to check it out. But we talked about a lot of things, and I asked him, what's the deal with the president working with the new government in Syria and protecting some of the minority groups? I mean, Syria, all of a sudden we're talking to Syria, and the leader is a vowed terrorist?
Yeah, right.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Kenneth's take on that.
In Syria, there's roughly 25 million people, half of which are Sunni Muslims and half of which are minorities. Now, in the Middle East, there's no melting pot in the Middle East. So the Christians live in Christian towns, and the Druze live in Druze towns, and Kurds live in Kurds towns, and Alawites live in Alawite towns. They don't mix and match in the Middle East. So America should say to the government, I want you to protect the half of the population that's minority. It hasn't said that. And so little Israel has taken upon itself to protect the minorities. America should have done it. Okay, but America doesn't want to get its hands dirty. All right, so let Israel protect the minorities, and let the new government do what it wants to do for the half of the country controlled by the Sunni Muslims. That's the logical way to go here. However, he's getting misadvice from Turkey and Qatar, who basically want the Sunni Muslims to kill all the minorities. We're going to sit back and let 10 million people get killed in a bloodbath? I don't think so. Israel's not going to tolerate it anymore. And America should be encouraging Israel to protect the minorities. By the way, if those minorities are not there, and the Islamists, the jihadis take over, they don't like just stay there. They're going for Europe. They'll go to Turkey, and then they'll invade Europe, and they'll kill 400 million Christians. So what people don't understand, we're fighting for the safety of 400 million Christians in Europe. We're not just fighting for the safety of, in round numbers, 1 million Christians in Syria.
Wow.
Complicated.
Very.
But he's great at explaining it. I would encourage you to go to the dove.us, bring up that discussion, the interview I had with him.
He makes a good point about it's not a melting pot over there.
No, it's not.
Everybody's segregated, basically.
No, you got this war going on for 1,500. It's a cultural thing, and he mentions Sunnis, and then you got the Shiites. We don't understand that war. I mean, I've learned more about it.
Yeah.
But the point being is that it's a conflict we just don't get, but it's very complicated. All right. I got some great guests coming up, so stick around, but you got a great story.
Yeah, well, you know, when it comes to drumming, and you know this, it's all about timing, right?
Well, okay.
Okay.
So I have, I guess I should admit this, but
okay, please.
It's humbling. Okay.
All right.
Started wearing hearing aids.
Okay.
I don't wear them all the time.
Huh? Okay.
And I've been told that.
All right.
But here's the deal. You don't want me drumming anymore. I can't hear the beat. I can't. If the drummer's off, the whole band is off, right?
Oh boy, let me tell you.
Have you ever had a bad drummer?
Yes, I have.
And
yes.
have you had a drummer that was behind the beat trying to catch up?
Yes.
That's the worst drummer in the
Right, and I played with a good drummer, and you appreciate that because, in fact, the guy that drums on my worship team, we've been playing together for like 27 years. We went to a men's retreat. We both fell asleep, and the guys were all teasing us when we got up. It says, "You guys even snore in rhythm." I'm not kidding. John, I'm talking about you. Anyway, a school crowd erupted with cheers after a great moment unfolded during a popular music challenge, and it quickly became one of the most heartwarming videos of the year.
Ethan, a boy with Down syndrome, was invited to take part in the Whitney Houston Drum Challenge, where the goal is to hit the drum at the exact moment just before the song's big chorus. It's a longer wait than most people expect, and many miss the timing completely, but when it was Ethan's turn, with the crowd watching, he nailed it on the very first try.
Absolutely wonderful. It's so cool.
That is, I forgot that song. But that is a pregnant pause.
Yes, a big pregnant pause. And when I was looking at this yesterday, I thought, you know, there are certain things I'm looking for in bringing a story here. And I thought, does this have the elements? And when I got done, I noticed I was smiling. And I thought, oh, this got everything.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, great. Okay. Take with you James, the book of James. That's Jesus' brother. Chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds. Not just one, but all of them. Okay? For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. If you haven't gone through some tough times, you're living too easy. Yeah. Just remember this. The devil never attacks a retreating army.
Amen. Amen.
All right, a beautiful picture of our valley this morning, socked in with some fog, but you can also see that it's starting to break up a little bit. Above it, some clear skies, but up north, atmospheric river. Be careful if you're traveling.
To all our Dove family, thank you for your faithful support of the Dove TV and radio. It's been an exciting year filled with many improvements and growth for the Dove. As we close out 2025, would you prayerfully consider a special year-end gift to the Dove to help us renew our tower leases and prepare for an exciting expansion to reach thousands of new viewers for Christ? Our goal is $223,000. Thank you for partnering with the Dove. They're fun-loving twins. They love God, hunting, and pranking each other. Join the Hamptons for outdoor adventure every weekend on Twin Factor. Brought to you by Black Flag Armory in Medford and Grants Pass. Truly excellent service.
You feel most alive where you feel most at home. And this is living. Bobcat, the company that changed the way the world works, is coming home with a quality compact tractor built to match your quality of life. This isn't work you have to do. It's work you get to do. So get it done in a tractor that's all you. See your dealer or visit bobcat.com.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
If you are tired, that means I get fed up. I am tired of living the way I'm living. If you're tired from carrying heavy loads, If you're not tired of trying to solve all the problems by yourself, Jesus can't help you. So let me ask you, are you tired? Are you tired of running on empty? Are you fed up with the emptiness that you've been feeling in your life? And are you willing to do something about it? As I said, we don't change until we feel the heat. You have to come some point in your life where you go, I have had enough. I refuse to live this way any longer.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
Don't let pain hold you back. I'm Dr. Joel Brind, and I developed Sweetamine to stop inflammation the all-natural way. Just use it like a sweetener once a day. It's that simple. My unique formula harnesses the power of glycine and works around the clock to boost your overall health, stopping chronic inflammation that causes pain. Try my 12-day challenge risk-free for just $19.95 with free shipping at sweetamine.com or call 1-855-GET-SWEET today. Relief has never been so sweet.
Welcome home to the Dove TV, encouraging and informative. More at thedove.us. All right, welcome back. I've been looking forward to our next guest. His name is Jeff Dornick. He's the founder and the CEO of social media platform Pickaxe. He is also the host of the Jeff Dornick Show, the author and the editor. He publishes and co-authored Church and State and How the Left Used the Church to Conquer America and Social Injustice, Exposing the False Gospel of Social Justice Movement. And his latest book is entitled Following the Leader. And there's a picture of the cover of that book. Jeff does have a place where you can connect with him. Jeff Dornick, DORNIK.substack.com. Jeff, good to see you. How are you, friend?
No, thanks for having me on. Been looking forward to chatting with you.
Yeah, where are you? Where are we talking to you from?
I am out in communist California.
What part? No, I'm from there. What part are you in?
Down in Orange County.
Oh, okay. Good.
We have a little bit of freedom down here. We're a little insulated from the craziness of Gavin Newsom, but yeah, it's still communism out here in California.
Okay, well, hang in there, buddy. Help is on the way.
Yeah.
All right, good to see you. Thanks for your time. You have been tracking AI. I think we all are interested in what's happening with this. There's a good side and a bad side, but you go as far as it saying it could eliminate 100 million jobs in the future. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I would actually argue more so. It was interesting. Just the other day, Bernie Sanders came out with a study that showed that AI is centralizing the power to a handful of billionaire oligarchs, and then is going to eliminate up to 100 million jobs over the next decade. And which I totally agree, except for the fact that I don't think that he went far enough. And so when you listen to people like Bill Gates and Sam Altman and Elon Musk and all these guys, what they're actually saying is that over the next decade, AI and robots are going to replace all jobs. And they're actually predicting that there will be zero need for human beings to be in the workforce at all unless we want to. And so they're promoting things like universal basic income, or as they're now calling it, dividends. So instead of you getting, let's say, a payout from the government to not work, you're going to get a payout from these tech companies not to work, and you'll be completely reliant upon them, which is actually terrifying because that they don't have a constitutional responsibility to protect your freedom of speech and freedom of religion and all these different things. They can do whatever they want when it comes to cancel culture or censorship and all of that. So there's a lot of really terrifying things that AI is going to take us into unless we actually wake up and realize this is not on the behalf of the American people. This is on the behalf of a handful of billionaire techies.
They're already getting bad press. Globalism, climate change, all this stuff. I mean, their credibility's got a leak in it. And to come along and say this is going to wipe out all jobs, then what's the alternative? I mean, you just killed capitalism, which is the heart of America.
Yeah. Well, and the interesting thing is that it was a couple years ago, Benjamin Netanyahu had a conversation where he was interviewing Elon Musk, and they were talking about the future of AI. And Netanyahu asked Elon, okay, what's the end game here? Where is all this going? And Elon says, well, it's going to end up in one of two areas. And it's either going to end up as Terminator, where the robots take over the planet and we are either in a constant struggle against them, or we become enslaved by them, or it would become heaven on earth. And Netanyahu asked the next logical question: what's heaven on earth look like? He goes on to describe essentially the Pixar movie WALL-E, where we have access to anything and everything. We don't have to work. We have our brains connected to the internet. We can watch a movie. We can travel just by thinking about it and then visualize it in our brain, because our brains are connected to the internet and AI. We have universal basic income because we don't need to work. And he kind of began to describe this very hedonistic lifestyle. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, well, neither option sounds like a good option to me. To me, that doesn't sound like heaven on earth. That sounds like hell on earth. You're taking away everything of what it means to be a human being, the struggle, the process of learning from your mistakes and becoming a better person. They're taking that away completely. And so when people are like, okay, where's AI going? Everybody tries to theorize. I'm like, just listen to what these guys are saying, the guys that are actually developing the artificial intelligence. This is what they're saying. Over the next decade, there's going to be no more need for human beings to be in the workforce. They're going to take away all of our jobs and replace them, and then we just sit around becoming completely dependent upon them for everything. That is not freedom at all.
Okay. We're in this beginning stages of AI, and I guess the biggest caution that I would have is, can you trust it for truth? Can you trust it for information? Now, on the flip side of thing, in our industry, in broadcasting and television, radio, content development, it's become extremely useful because it can do things that help speed up the process and help us with creativity. But when you get into the socialization of people, this to me seems to be very dangerous, because how do you know you're getting the truth from AI?
Yeah, it's a great point, and you even look at Elon is rolling out what he's calling Baby Grok, which is going to be AI that's geared towards little kids. And you start looking at this and you realize that the AI is only as good as the programmer and only as good as the large language model and essentially the database that it's pulling from. A good friend of mine, Rachel Alexander, she's an election fraud expert. She used to be the Maricopa County elections attorney. And she actually was making the argument. She got into a Twitter fight with Grok, and she proved it wrong with court documents, and then she would provide the court document, say, here's the link to the court document, you're wrong on this point, and this point. Grok would refuse to acknowledge that she was correct and kept going back to the mainstream media reports, not the actual court documents. And then when it couldn't change her mind, it started personally attacking her and slandering her based upon other things that it found about her and dirt it found about her online in order to discredit her. It was pretty crazy experience. But when you look at it specifically, you look at the main thing. It is pulling from mainstream media outlets. And then these same artificial intelligence companies are contracting with the federal government. And then you start realizing, okay, is it pulling from the same large language model in the federal government that it is in the private world, which from all the research that I'm finding, it is. And so then you start realizing it's biased. What's going to happen if Gavin Newsom becomes president next? It's going to be weaponized against us, but they're going to claim, oh, it's this neutral arbiter of truth. We can trust AI, when in reality, again, they can program it in order to be pushed in any particular agenda, any particular worldview. And it's almost never, if it's implemented into the government, it's almost never going to be a Christian worldview.
Yeah, no, I understand that. In fact, even today, you can see it all over the internet. You can see it all over social media. So it's already infiltrated there. And I think unless you have a moral base yourself, a foundation, and you have some aspect of truth, you could easily be led astray. I get that. I totally get it. I do want to move over to your book, because I only have you for one segment, and I want to get you back. By the way, jeffdornick.substack.com is how you can connect with him. You wrote this book called Follow the Leader, and there's a couple aspects that's kind of interesting. And you talk about the creation of cult personalities. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, so if you look at study of cults, whether you're looking at Scientology or you're looking at Charles Manson or Jim Jones or whatever it is, they always coalesce around this kind of cult of personality typically, and so they become a follower of a particular person. And a lot of times it's like we kind of write off cults and okay, they're crazy, they believe all sorts of crazy things. But you start looking at them and you start realizing, okay, how did they get normal everyday people off the street to buy into some crazy wacky belief system that sounds absurd? Well, they go through this kind of cult of personality. They start very basic. They build upon it, build upon it, build upon it. Well, we're seeing those same tactics play out in the masses today, in the mainstream media, and the way that they do the propaganda. And that's led to a lot of the polar divisiveness that we're seeing in this country, because people are buying into an alternate reality. There is no more basis in truth. And so what we're seeing is this tactic, and this happens in conservative circles, it happens in leftist circles, where people find their identity in following a particular person, whether it's Trump, whether it's your favorite pastor, whether it's your favorite politician, whether it's a political party. Your identity is wrapped up in that, and then you start playing follow the leader, where you just basically are repeating the talking points that they give you, whoever that is. And so that's really what this book is all about.
And have we seen that in religion? But the point being is that not only is it follow the leader, but all these leaders have something in common. That is, I'm telling you the truth, everybody else is a liar.
No, it's very true. And I grew up in what I would refer to as an evangelical cult of I grew up with one particular pastor that my family and I adored. We listened to all of his sermons, read all of his books, and it was like if anybody disagreed with that one pastor on anything, then it was deemed as, well, clearly it's not biblically accurate because this pastor said this. It's the same kind of mentality.
So in the meantime, and I've asked this for my guests this morning, there seems to be an unleashing and maybe a rising of a silent morality in America, and it came alive even more so with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And what I'm saying here is this: as much as AI is a concern and DEI is a cult and rising personalities, there seems to be a rise of common sense to combat it. Are you sensing that?
Yeah, I'm sensing a rise in people that believe in morality, because I think that they've seen the left go so far, over the cliff of just like insanity. But now people are searching. Now it's up to us as Christians to come in with the gospel, with the truth, and actually say, look, this is what you're looking for. Here's the answer. That's kind of like what the Apostle Paul did, multiple times, is that he'd go around like, look, you believe this, or you're searching for this. Here's the answer. This is rooted in biblical truth. This is rooted in reality. Here's the solution. You want to live a better moral life? Well, here's the standards in order to go by. Here's what happens if you place your faith in Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit comes in your life and begins the sanctification process. You become more Christ-like. The more that we can get out there with the truth and actually have the answers for these people that are searching, because of especially what happened with Charlie Kirk, and then also seeing just how off the rails the left is, it's giving us a phenomenal opportunity to go around and preach the gospel.
Yeah, and they're really open to it. In fact, they were saying a 15 to 18% rise in church attendance the weeks following Charlie Kirk. I mean, there is a hunger there.
No, there really is, and I think now it's up to us to not just take it for granted and not just say, oh yes, now people are coming around. It's like, no, now it's go time to actually come in with the truth. Now it's go time to answer their questions, to bring them into the fold, to introduce them basically to a relationship with Jesus Christ through the gospel.
Right.
Like that we need to take this opportunity. We should be more fervent now than ever in reaching these people, because people are yearning for something and they just don't realize what it is a lot of times.
Well, Jeff, you're fascinating. We got to get you back. Let me say, check out his latest book called Following the Leader. There's a picture of the cover of the book. Find it wherever books are sold. And Jeff's connect is Jeff Dornick, DORNIK.substack.com. And there's a picture of the landing page. Thank you, friend. Let's stay connected. Good to see you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
To all our Dove family, thank you for your faithful support of the Dove TV and radio. It's been an exciting year filled with many improvements and growth for the Dove. As we close out 2025, would you prayerfully consider a special year-end gift to the Dove to help us renew our tower leases and prepare for an exciting expansion to reach thousands of new viewers for Christ? Our goal is $223,000. Thank you for partnering with the Dove.
Stewardship begins with the knowledge that nothing belongs to us, but everything belongs to the Lord. This helps us to run a business not in the fear of lack, but in the assurance of His care and provision. Such a perspective eliminates the drive to sell and replaces it with a heart that says serve. This begins with serving our clients and coworkers with integrity and genuine care. That's why McKelly's is automotive service with a heart for God, and treating others as we ourselves would want to be treated. Our promise is to never sell our clients anything we don't believe they need. Another is to do all we can to meet other needs, such as shuttle service and loaner cars, or taking the time to really listen, even at times praying with our customers. Sometimes this means sacrifice, going above and beyond. But that's why I work for Kelly's Automotive Service, honoring God while serving people with honesty and integrity.
Okay, welcome back. Just wanted to take a few moments today to, again, and sincerely thank you for your continued support of this unique media ministry. We're at that time of the year where we have to renew a lot of contracts, especially as it relates to towers that we rent to keep this network going. And so been asking you to prayerfully consider to help us with that. On the radio side, we have a bunch of towers that we use for not only broadcasting, but for translators. On the television side of thing, we have most of our television operation is on rented towers. And that's an industry standard. I mean, this is how this industry works. And so anywhere from every 3 years to 5 years, these these contracts become renewable. And so every year we're always renewing some of them somewhere. And such is the case this year. But what's so staggering is the cost of everything is just skyrocketing. And it just kind of puts your brain on tilt. What are you going to do with all this? And so I just want to ask you to prayerfully consider a year-end gift to the Dove. And my standard is pretty simple. Don't take from your church, and certainly don't take from any other ministry that you have. But you can call us anytime at 776-5368. If you get a busy signal, just call back later. Or you can safely and securely go online at theDove.us. Now, our goal this year end is $223,000. That's a lot of money. And so the issue with this is that that's how much these rates have gone up, and it's kind of like, whoa, what are you going to do? I don't take that figure lightly. That's how I spell faith. So anyway, as you are thinking about year-end giving and things like that, we just ask that you prayerfully consider the Dove in helping us. We also, I have to say, folks, in front of us here at the Dove is some unbelievable opportunities to reach more people. The Lord is opening doors, and we're trying to be good stewards. Where do we go? What do we say? What do we do? Do we do these? Do we turn them down? Do we take them? Do we take them on? In the midst of the fact that this industry is changing, I mean, it's so many moving parts in broadcast today and in media, from digital to streaming, to apps, to over-the-air, to cable systems, satellite systems. For years, we've been trying to get on satellite, and there are some requirements and there are some classifications that has held us back. Well, in front of us is an opportunity. We've literally been working on this for a couple of years now, but in front of us is an opportunity that as we work towards putting this whole thing together, and I can't unwind it all right now, but it's very, very probable, I should say, that sometime around the first of the year we'll be able to take one of our television signals and change it into what they call a full power station. That's just a classification that the FCC looks at. And then make some internal changes with all of the technical operations. once all that is done, then it's what they call a must carry, and that means that the satellite companies, by law, will have to carry us. So all of that's part of that figure of $223,000. That's a lot of money, but on the other hand, that's what it takes for us to just do the practical things, the technical things at this end. So again, pray about it between now and the end of the year. Like I said, you can call us on the phone at 541-776-5368. Or you can go online at theDove.us. That's certainly secure and safe. We protect. We don't. By the way, we don't share your address, your information. We don't share it with anybody. We guard it tremendously. And you can go on the app. There's all these places that you can go and support the Dove. So pray about it. Let me just say this. In my years and years and years of being involved with broadcasting at various levels, and we started, with a small little 1,000-watt radio station, and today we're managing over 14 radio outlets and I think 22 TV outlets, with 5 more, maybe 8 more on the horizon for next year. Cable systems, I'm trying to think, I think it's 5 now. Of course, we have the app. You can go to the app, you can go to streaming, and you can go to Roku, or you can go to Apple TV. The Lord has opened up the door for us to be on all that. Why? Why do we do this? Well, I have to tell you, we're living in a time, and you certainly are experiencing it too. We are living in very anxious times, very divided times, very contentious times. People are really uptight. And it's producing a hunger level for something else in life besides what the culture is throwing at people. And I'm reminded of the scripture that the Lord has given us many times. It's Romans 10:20. Romans 10:20. And it says this: I was found by those who were not seeking me, and I manifested my love to those who weren't asking. How in the world does that happen? How do people find Christ? They're not even looking for him, and then they experience his love when they weren't even asking for it. Well, that's when God uses the content of the Dove programming, both radio and TV and digital, and matches it with the person's need at the right time. Everybody thinks, I say everybody, people who tune in say, I just happened to tune in. It was a coincidence that I tuned in at that time and the Lord spoke to me or answered a question or ministered to me in a very special way. Well, we don't believe in coincidences. We believe that a coincidence is a God's divine appointment. It's also God's way of staying anonymous, so to speak. But the point is this, that the Lord is using the programming, both radio and television, to touch lives literally all over the world. We're not the only ones doing this. There's some great other networks out there. In fact, we're a small one. But the Lord is using it, and it's impacting lives, and perhaps it's impacting your life as well. And I wish you could read some of the letters we get. They're marvelous. They're absolutely wonderful. And how they tuned in, and how they got a question answered, and how they received hope and help. How God uses maybe even the news portion of what we do to get somebody to tune in. And then the music portion on radio, or one of the teaching programs, or one of the comments, or one of the guests that we have on the air. None of this happens by accident. None of it happens by accident. It's all by divine appointment. And we're just trying to be good stewards of it. But I will say this. The opportunity to reach more people has never been greater. That's one. But the need to be there has never, ever been this great. In fact, I can't think of a time in my 45-something years of being involved in broadcasting, I have never seen a time where the need for clarity in programming has been as great as it is today. Part of our commitment here is to make sure that what is on the air is solid biblical-based stuff, if I can put it that way. There's a lot of people that want their programmings on the air, but we don't want their programmings on the air. We try our best to watch that and manage that so that it's good, wholesome stuff that comes across through the airways. So when I was sitting down and I was looking at what it's going to take for us to renew a lot of our contracts this year, quite frankly, I was staggered. I had no idea that these leases would be growing to this amount. But that's what it is. And so we're just asking for you to prayerfully consider between now and the end of the year a special gift to the Dove. And I mean this sincerely. Do not take from your church. Your first responsibility is certainly to your local body. And many of you are involved in other ministries. Don't take from those, because God called you to those ministries. You are to support those ministries. Give them not only of your resources, but of your time and effort and your talent. The Dove does not exist to replace the church. The Dove exists to augment the church, to take what the church is saying and get it to more people. Our goal is that you would reaffirm your relationship with Christ and then find a good church and get in there and become a part of it. So pray about a year-end gift. We really do need your help. I should have an update on this maybe by the first part of next week. It's been a little slow, but I'm trusting the Lord to meet that goal so that we can sign all those contracts and continue on down the road to do what God called us to do. So call us at 541-776-5368, or you can safely, securely online at theDove.us. Pray about it. Make sure the Lord is leading you to do that. And let me just say that your partnership is everything, because 84% of the Dove's revenue is from viewers and listeners like you. What little we get from advertising on the radios or on the television side, business sponsors on the radio side, and shared revenue from programmers is still only about 15 to 20% of our revenue. The rest of it is from listeners and viewers like you. So thank you for your partnership. Thank you for believing in us. Pray for us that we make good decisions, that we end up being good stewards in everything that the Lord puts in our hands. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in, praying for the Dove, and helping us get the mission out there and reach more people with the gospel. God bless you.
He's got the whole world in his hands, and he knows the plans for us. Above and beyond we could ask or imagine, his grace is more than enough. It's in his hands, it's in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Come on, Steve.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site 24/7 in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living, your home.
Life is complicated enough. Why worry about what to do with your extra car? Skip the costs of maintaining it, storing it, insuring it, or renewing registration. Car repairs? Forget about it. Here's one easy solution to your car problem. Donate it to our station. It's fast, free, tax deductible, and if you donate, you're going to feel incredible knowing you're supporting quality programming. Interested? Just call this toll-free number or donate online. Thank you.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. A lot going on in the news.
We begin this half hour in the Middle East where Israelis are still...
It was on this day in history that the possibility...
That is no joke, Barry. That's not a joke. God loves you, and God can do what you can't do.
Wake up to Friends in the Morning. Perry and Jerry. Weekdays on Mornings on the Dove. The Dove TV is encouraging and informative, and your place to see transformed. a groundbreaking series that takes you behind closed doors to witness biblical counseling with real people facing real issues. Transform reveals how lives are changed through Scripture. No issue is taken off the table. Join Dr. Greg Gifford and see lives transformed from brokenness to wholeness. Watch Mondays and Thursdays only on the Dove TV.
A lot of the things that we tackle here are very sensitive, and today's one of those topics. And I got to tell you that it's not easy for me or others, and especially our guests sometimes, to talk about these things. But what's going on with our schools, and why the emphasis on transgenderism and all this sexual nonsense? Why is that the #1 agenda and academic item in public schools? It is mind-boggling. And I'm honored to have back with us today Richard Harris. He serves as the Executive Director of Truth and Liberty Foundation, and he's also the host of the Truth and Liberty Show, founder of the Richard Harris Ministries. He's a graduate from Cornell Law School and has practiced law for 29 years, representing clients at all levels of state and federal courts, including the U.S. Supreme Court. So what an honor to have him today. He does have a website, truthandliberty.net. And there's the picture of the landing page, truthandliberty.net. Richard, good to see you again, friend. How are you? Do you have us? Oh, okay. He can't hear us yet. All right. We're still working on that. Let me, while they're working on that, you guys working on it. Okay. Let me just say this. One of the things that we're going to talk to him about once we get the connection worked out here, that he's been sounding the alarm on a Colorado case. I don't know. Maybe you saw this in the news. I've been reading about it. It just, again, you kind of go, whoa, what's going on here? It's involving an 11-year-old girl and the school's gender identity policy. And what's happening? Why is this so prevalent in public schools? And why is it that it's done in such a way that the parents don't know about it and they're kept out of the equation? What has happened to families' ability to take legal action on some of these things? It is staggering. And I can look right here in the state of Oregon. Why are we we're anywhere from, I think, 45 to number 50 out of all the states in the country with academic scores. We're way at the bottom. And yet these kinds of social issues seem to be predominant. It does leave your mind on tilt. I have interviewed parents in the past and people where they had no idea that their children were being groomed and that they were being encouraged to go down this road. And some of the policies in schools today. So are we getting them, guys? I don't hear from you in there. Do we have them? Okay, I think what we'll do, let me try this. We had a little bit of an audio problem. We'll get that straightened out. Anyway, I look forward to talking to Richard. Well, let me see if we can get this worked out. We'll take a quick break and then see if we can make this work and then take him right up to the top of the hour. But this is serious. Parents sometimes don't have choices. They have to put their kid in public schools, their children there. And the only thing I can say is then get involved. You should go to school with them, so to speak. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Ryan Robertson, host of a new program on the Dove, Ministries on the Move. This program is designed to help you and your ministry. Tell us your story. We want to know what God is calling you and your ministry to do. Let us help you have a greater impact. Contact us today at theDove to be a special guest with Ministries on the Move.
I did a lot of research on women in the Bible that were barren, and then I saw the Lord's impending answer, which was yes. After we'd been trying to have a baby for 6 years, it was just an emotional letdown. Sitting in my car, I just start sobbing, and I told the Lord, I can't do this anymore. I'm exhausted. This question just came up in my heart. Lacey, what do you really believe?
Friday on the 700 Club, right here on the Dove TV.
Fish Lake Resort is a special place to visit during the holiday season.
where you can enjoy warm holiday treats next to a crackling fire, all in a spectacular winter wonderland. Enjoy jingling sleigh rides with kids' crafts every weekend, the perfect Christmas tree, Nordic trails, and wild adventures on a frozen lake. When the stars come out, your own cozy cabin awaits with a warm fire and hot cocoa steaming. Visit fishlakeresort.net today to plan your visit.
Every day in Southern Oregon, lives are shaken by poverty, violence, and hardship. Last year alone, the Salvation Army reached more than 11,000 people in Jackson County with food, shelter, and critical support. Behind every meal served, every family housed, and every life restored, there's a volunteer making it happen. Please join us. There are many ways you can volunteer and make a difference in someone's life today. The Salvation Army doing the most good together. This message made possible by the Oregon Health Authority Hospital-Based Intervention Grant.
Okay, welcome back, and just honored to have this buddy sitting next to me. Think so highly of him. His name is Kevin Lampson. He's the founder and the CEO of Hearts with a Mission. And here's a man that obeyed God at all costs to follow what the Lord was calling him to do. And here we are all these years later, and you're so busy you don't know when it ends up.
I know. It seems like forever I've been out here.
I remember when you first started, and it was all with a passion because you were concerned about kids couch hopping.
Yeah.
And here you are. How many years now?
19.
19.
Isn't that nuts? We've gotten 19 years older.
So let me ask you this, just quickly. What is Hearts with a Mission, and how diverse are you today?
Golly, very diverse. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, I had no intention of creating all these programs that God's just opened doors, but we have a youth shelter for kids 10 to 17, which was the initial investment God did into our community. From there, we went to an independent living program where we manage 60 to 80 youth that are actually living in foster homes.
Wonderful.
We provide life skill training to them. We have a transitional living program for kids 18 to 21, teaching them how to exist, hopefully, on their own when they move out. And then we have Safe Families for Children. That's in 6 counties. That's a host home program for youth 0 to 24, but really it's a mentoring program for moms, dads. It's called Safe Families for a reason. Let's help the family become safe so, you know, the state doesn't have to get involved. And then our latest adventure is probably the one I feel the most passion for right now is our Hearts for Seniors program.
And how'd that come about? The story is pretty remarkable.
It is. My mom had a stroke, and I was talking to my brother about getting her some help. It wasn't like she needed a lot of help. She just needed somebody to sit with her and be a companion, if you would. And I was calling around, and man, it's expensive to do that. And I was, believe it or not, I was in the shower, and it was like God said, you know, what are people going to do if they can't afford to do this? And, you know, you ask that silly question, God, do you want me to do that? And then I kind of threw fleeces out there. Okay, well, I'll mention it to a couple people. I mentioned it to my assistant. She immediately burst into tears, said, I want to do it. And I talked to Sharon Rush, our chief program officer. I said, what do you think about this? She burst into tears, and I thought, okay, I'm going to go to my board. Maybe my board will slow it down. And they just said, no, we want to do this. And it's just really taken off.
Okay, so what is Hearts for Seniors? We got a little bit of a video. Let me play this and we'll come back and talk. Here it is.
Hearts for Seniors, it's an elderly companion care program for the socially isolated, for seniors who are 65 and up, living alone in their own home. What we do is we recruit volunteers that they go out, meet seniors in their homes. They're able to take them to their doctor's appointments, take them to the grocery store. A lot of times they just want you to sit with them and just spend time with them, get to know them. They want to tell their stories. The other thing that we've done a lot is help them around their house, maybe some light housekeeping, and we've done a lot of yard work.
I see a huge, huge need with seniors. I think they're forgotten. They're a forgotten people. Really, who is helping the senior? And that's really where Hearts for Seniors is coming in, because you're supplying somebody to come in and clean their yards or their homes or do things for them that they need help with, and you're not charging them. You're just loving on them and getting it done. You just get it done.
I can say as it has changed my life, you and Hearts for Seniors coming in to my life at the time you did, it was absolutely perfect timing. I think that's so awesome that people can live their life and still help other people.
A lot of them say, well, what's different? What's different about your volunteers than this person that I paid for that was awful? Or what's the catch? Or, well, what do I owe you? What's the cost? What do you need from me? And it's nothing. You know, you're the generation that's given to us for so many years. Now it's our turn to give back is kind of how I like to explain it to them. Like, I'm just here because I want to be.
I was restricted to my living room and all kinds of things that I could not have even begun to take over. And my family passed years before, so I didn't have that extra support, but I found a second family in Hearts with a Mission. So it put my mind at ease and gave me that peace of mind.
It's one of the best organizations I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of them. I love it. I've never met better people in my life.
My thoughts have always just been, what can we do? Can we make their life better that moment? Can we take out their trash, or can we move a box for them? Or can we show them in any way that they are important and valued or loved and make their life a little bit easier?
We help them have a life again. We're just people loving on people. That's all it is. It isn't doing things. It's just being there, a silent voice to let them know that somebody cares. That's what Hearts for Seniors is.
Hearts for Seniors, it's an elderly companion.
Okay, there it is, Hearts for Seniors. Kevin Lamson's here with me. He's the founder of all of this, Hearts with a Mission, now Hearts with a Senior. This has exploded under your nose.
It has, and I think the most exciting thing about it is we help about 80 seniors a week with volunteers. This is all done with volunteers.
I was going to ask you how people get involved with this.
Yeah, well, you can just go to our website and fill out the volunteer form. It's in 6 counties now.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're one of the counties that we're serving, this is a great way to get involved. And it might be just an hour a week, but that might change that person's life.
How do you find them, and how do you qualify them, if I can use that term?
Yeah, I think the qualifications are age, 65 and over. You have to have some place to start. And then they're socially isolated. Occasionally, you know, we are helping seniors whose family might live in the area, but abandoned them. They no longer are a part of their lives. But a lot of these seniors that we're helping, they literally do not have anybody, no one, and they just live alone.
So they have a source of income.
Yep.
But so this is a social calling.
Oh, it is. And Perry, I couldn't believe the need. I thought kids were bad.
Yeah.
There was a lot of need, and it is bad, so I'm not sugarcoating that, but man, these seniors, they are a forgotten generation.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Of course, you know, Chad on the other end gets the senior that's homeless.
Yep.
That's a whole other amazing ministry that's going on.
Absolutely.
But you're dealing with those who have some kind of a life or an income, but they're isolated. I have to tell you this, I don't do it anymore. I'll send them over to you now. But I'll get several calls throughout the year to come do a graveside or a funeral.
Yep.
Because the only connection that mom or dad had left of anything that was spiritual was the Dove. And I thought, these are people that have even fallen through the cracks of the church.
Yep.
They once were involved, but they became isolated. Then they became forgotten, and their only connection to anything spiritual was the dove.
Yep.
I mean, it's a huge deal.
Oh, it is, and I think one of the neatest examples of a volunteer, what they were doing with a senior. He lived in Ashland, 80 years old, didn't know how to read or write.
Oh, yeah, tell that story.
And his volunteer taught him how to read and then taught him how to write his name. And for the first time at 80 years old, he was able to write his own name. And I just thought, how does that happen? But it does.
It does.
And talk about somebody's life that was changed, you know, just through that act of compassion. Because it's hard teaching somebody anything, let alone an adult, right? But no, it was pretty cool. We had a Christmas bazaar kind of for all the seniors. They came and we got them all presents, and he was there, and he just had a grin from ear to ear. And I thought, what a blessing that is.
Well, let me say to our viewers and listeners a couple things here. Go to heartswiththemission.org. That's the website. And whether you're being called to help children, young people, older teenagers into young adulthood, they have programs all the way up the scale here. And then they jump over and go to seniors 65 plus. I got to tell you something. You want to change your life, give of yourself to somebody else. It will change your life. And most of your organization runs on volunteers, both on the youth side and the adult side.
Yep.
You train them. They'll train you what to do, what to say, what not to say, how to get involved, because you can get emotionally connected here pretty deeply.
Oh, yeah, and it's one of those things, too, is that we go into the homes before a volunteer ever shows up to make sure the home's safe. And we're not going to send volunteers into areas that are unsafe.
So, thank you for obeying. When do you sleep?
You know, I've been sleeping pretty good lately. I don't know if I'm just getting old, but
I don't know.
I don't think God's done with me yet.
He's
still
I still remember your first building project. Gosh, I'll never forget that. How that just set the pace going for you.
Yeah, plywood.
Yeah, plywood. So now you have the facility in Medford. You got one in Grants Pass. I'm talking the youth ones now. Where else?
Yep.
Those two?
Those two, as far as, we have two in Medford now.
Okay.
We have our transitional living program for 18 to 21 and the 10 to 17. And then in Grants Pass, we have 18 to 21 transitional living program up there.
Well, and also let me say to wherever you're listening to the Dove or watching the Dove, if the Lord is calling you to maybe get involved in something like Hearts for Seniors, get a hold of Kevin and his crew. Come up here, maybe spend a couple of days, or come down wherever you are, and see how that's done, and maybe you can put a branch in your area.
Absolutely.
Because it is huge, huge need, and it's very rewarding.
Oh, it is. Very.
Love you, man.
Love you too, Perry.
Good to see you, buddy.
I see you.
All right, heartswiththemission.org. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, and been looking forward to having Leighton Gray back with us. He's the host of the Gray Matter podcast and the author of his newly released book of the 50 essays entitled Leftist Lies, Laws, and Liberties. And there's a picture of the cover of the book on the screen. On the last several visits, he was talking about this, and now it's out. He serves as CEO of the Alberta Prosperity Project and was named one of the top 50 lawyers in Canada on the list of 2023 by the Canadian Lawyer Society. He's a proud Canadian, conservative, and tireless advocate for the restoration of civil liberties guaranteed to all of us by first God and the rule of law. So he does have a website, returntoreason.com. There's a picture of the website, returntoreason.com. Leighton, good to see you, friend, and congratulations. You got it out.
Yes, it's great to be back on the program.
Good to see.
I'm very proud of the cover, actually, that you see there, because it actually depicts the execution of St. Thomas More, who's the patron saint of lawyers. Wow. And of course, if you know the story of St. Thomas More, he was given a terrible dilemma by King Henry VIII. He had to choose between his allegiance to his faith, which was represented by the church in Rome, and of course the allegiance to his king. And There's a great play and a film made about this that you've probably seen called The Man for All Seasons. And so St. Thomas More, it sort of tells the story a little bit of what it's like to be a Christian conservative lawyer in Canada these days. And so you can sort of tell a lot about what's in the book by looking at the cover.
If you need a place to sneak away to, give me a call.
Well, it looks beautiful there, in behind you there. So yeah, it looks like a beautiful place where you are.
Oh, it is. Wow. Well, first of all, congratulations. This is pretty remarkable. By the way, where can they get the book?
Well, people can find it on Amazon. It's about $27 Canadian, which would be about maybe not even $20 American. And it's also available on Kindle if people want to read it there. We're working on an audio version that's probably going to be out sometime next year.
Okay.
But the response has been very good. I didn't write the book to create a bestseller. I wrote the book because I felt very strongly that it was something that needed to be done, because there isn't enough really out there in terms of speaking the truth about what's going on in our world today, especially in the West, in places like the United States and Canada. And it tries to explain geopolitical events that are happening that are confusing and frightening people, but it explains them through a very clearly Christian lens. And so that's really the whole purpose and focus of the book.
Okay, check it out there at Amazon and online there. And Leftist Lies, Laws, and Liberties. And there, again, picture the book. His website, returntoreason.com. In the book, you argue, and you just mentioned it, that Western civilization, as we know it, culturally and spiritually, is at a crossroads. How critical of a crossroads?
Well, I think it is an existential crisis. It's not the first time that we faced this. I was just reading about, for example, back in Germany in the 1500s, when Martin Luther posted those 95 Theses to the church in Wittenberg, and he was able to become an accidental best-selling author through the invention of the Gutenberg printing press. So that sort of sparked significant change in world events, and really, I think we're going through a similar situation right now, where the title of the book is very intentional: Lies, Laws, and Liberties, because they're all engaged here. What people are sensing, especially in places like Canada, but in parts of the United States as well, especially recently under the Biden administration, is a disconnection between what is being legislated into law, which is essentially lies. You think of, for example, gender legislation, that type of thing. Legislation of lies, which causes a restriction of liberty. And this causes a very deep disconnection in the hearts and minds of people, because their expectation of what the law is. And remember, the law is supposed to be, our human law is supposed to be some approximation of God's law. Aquinas would have said this is natural law. And what we're experiencing right now is a disconnection between the laws that are governing us and restricting our liberties and what we know in our hearts the law ought to be, and that is some expression of truth. And so that crossroads that you talk about is very, very critical, because you can see right now, for example, what Mr. Trump is doing in the United States and what Ms. Meloni is doing in Italy and Mr. Milei is doing in Argentina, for example, is trying to bring the expression of law back to some approximation of what we know to be the truth. And it's being met with incredible resistance, both in their own countries and around the world. And so especially in Canada, we seem to be something of a flashpoint for this intersection of history that you're talking about. And so these topics, what I try to do in the book is try to bring these down to the level of everyday life, so people can see these issues arising and how they relate to the bigger picture that's going on in our world. Because let's face it, we really are engaged in a good and evil struggle right now. Of course, it's an eternal struggle, but there's so much propaganda, so much false information, that I think a lot of people struggle to make sense of it. And so that's really the purpose of the book, is to try to make sense of all of that so people can understand it, especially in a spiritual and a religious context.
Well, to that point, and I don't want to be too simplistic here, but some of the stuff that we're dealing with is so obviously and blatantly crazy.
Evil?
And evil. All right.
Yeah.
You kind of go, what? You actually believe this? So at the end of the day, isn't this really a spiritual battle that we almost are unprepared for?
Oh, we are unprepared for it, and the reason why we're not prepared for it is because we're not in our Bibles. I just had the pleasure of interviewing Dinesh D'Souza on my program, and he's created a documentary that's based on a book by Jonathan Cahn called The Dragon's Prophecy. And I strongly recommend this book to your viewers and listeners, and especially the film, which they can download online, because it takes, for example, what's happening in Israel and Gaza, and it connects all those events directly to what's indicated and prophesied in Scripture. It actually says, for example, that the serpent who is in the Garden of Eden is the dragon that's in the book of Revelation. And it actually, the word Hamas is actually in the Bible. It's a Hebrew word that actually means violence. And so part of the reason why we're not ready for this is, I think, is we're not engaged enough. We're too much in the temporal world, and we're not looking at events in a spiritual context, which is really, and the only way to do that, frankly, is to get into your Bible as often as possible. And if you are rooted in that, in Scripture and the revealed Word of God, that's how we're able to put on the armor of God against these principalities and powers that are really that we're up against there every day.
A couple quick questions before I run out of time. One more on your book. What is a joyful warrior?
A joyful warrior is somebody who, as I just mentioned, is somebody who puts on the full armor of God, who does not live in fear, who trusts in the Lord, and who realizes that they have a role. Every one of us has a special role. We aren't victims. We're not accidents. We are made in the image of God, and we all have an important role that we can play in our homes, in our families, in our school boards, whatever we're doing. We can be someone who walks in the footsteps of Christ and who lives in joy. And I'm talking about joy versus, this sort of pleasure and pain synthesis that so many people are trapped in. And when you look to joy and you act it out, that's when you realize your true potential as a human being. That is when you walk in the footsteps of Christ.
One last question. It's loaded, and I only got a few moments. How are things in Canada? You got a very interesting prime minister. The relationship between your country and our country has been pretty sandpaper-ish.
Yes.
And your own Canadian top general admitted and broke down and apologized for systematic racism in the military. You got some real problems up there.
We do. We've had an extension of what people experience in the U.S. under the Biden administration. And the bad news is it's very bad in Canada. We have our government is passing laws that will say that essentially quoting what it says in the Bible in Deuteronomy and Leviticus and the book of Romans about homosexuality, for example, that will be criminal behavior for which you can be prosecuted. Wow. So we have a situation in Canada where we'd actually be prosecuted in jail for speaking the truth. This is very bad news. The good news is, and it's sort of it's a good news, bad news situation for Canadians, is that this government is failing. They are failing hopelessly, and there are great signs of hope. For example, there was a man named Barnett, who's a member of Parliament, who actually said in Parliament, in Latin, just yesterday, that Christ is King. And I believe that when our leaders in Canada start to speak in those terms, as many are doing in the Trump administration, actually quoting Scripture and invoking God, I think that's when the tide is really going to turn for Canada and Canadians.
Leighton, we'll get you back. I'm sorry for the short visit, but thank you. Congratulations. The book is entitled Leftist Lies, Laws, and Liberties, in that order. There's a picture of the cover of the book. Check it out online at Amazon. Check out his website, returntoreason.com, and there's a picture of that landing page. Again, friend, congratulations, and if you need a little silent stealth R&R, come on down to Oregon. We'll take care of you.
Thanks, Perry. Always a pleasure to talk with you.
See you later. to Mornings on the Dove. A lot going on in the news.
We begin this half hour in the Middle East where Israelis are still.
It was on this day in history that the possibility of...
That is no joke, Barry. That's not a joke.
God loves you, and God can do what you can't do.
Wake up to Friends in the Morning. Perry and Jerry, weekdays on